Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Jesus, no.
Just careful. Stop! Right! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you, like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone. I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it. One day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right. Penalty box for slug. Yep. Are you ready to behave yourself now, slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies? I'm hiding Pork Chop! ASAP! Have you seen his little Pork Chop? Oh my God, Pork Chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork is pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It is a trial stream. Oh, yeah. I'm starting to feel like I'm getting back into the swing of things. Fall is here. I'm in my cozy sweatshirt. The kids are back in school. I have all this time now to do stuff with you guys. And this is great. It's really good. And I know I've heard from a lot of you who are like, oh, my God, it's so great to have a trial stream again. You know, it feels like us. Feels like we're back, baby. We're back. So make sure that you forward this out, that you share it with everybody, because today is going to be really special. It's going to be really fun. And I've got the panel of ladies will be here. Mo in the Deep End is still streaming right now for her morning show. She'll be here when she's finished. And yeah, it's a Jeff day. It's totally a Jeff day. And I just, in fall, I love this sweatshirt. It's my absolute favorite. I'm having a terrible hair day though, but I learned this tip from my very glamorous cousins, which is when you're having a bad hair day, because bad hair days happen. You go for the baseball cap, the red lipstick, and big earrings. You can't lose that way. You just can't. All the focus comes off the hair, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so we are going to get into the Timms trial day 2 today. We are going to, the very first witness we are going to be talking about and listening to is April Hunt, the DCF caseworker. DFCS caseworker in this case. Now that if you are just catching up, you definitely need to watch yesterday. That day 1 was great. And if you're just catching up, the Timms family had their firstborn son horrifically ripped away from them by the state of Georgia for no good reason at all. The baby had some underlying medical conditions, and instead of investigating that and finding out what was wrong, doctors, pediatricians, child abuse doctors, DCF, and police officers conspired to accuse these people, these innocent people, of abuse. And they had to go to a criminal trial. They lost their baby for 3 years. And it is a horrific thing that was done. You know, I've been covering these cases in Georgia. We've had several of them, and they are horrific. And now we have trial footage. And so we're going full on into it. And coming here to help me with this stream today is House of Fluxx. Fluxx, how are you doing? We're in our matching gear today.
What's up? It's not a bad hair day. It's a match your internet daughter day. We're twinning.
We're twinning.
Yes.
I love it.
It's such a cozy sweater, and the weather's starting to change. I'm like, it's definitely sweater weather.
Oh, I woke up this morning and I had to close the windows because it was too cold in the house. And Hangry was running around he was slamming windows going, why do people open the windows when it's cold outside? He was so mad. Oh. But speaking of good hair, I have a very special guest today who has the most beautiful hair I've seen in a very long time. And that would be the defendant herself, Carrie Timms. Welcome to the program, Carrie.
Good morning. Thankful to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. And you have a nice fall decor going on there too. You know, I have orange in my living room too all year round. And when fall comes, it's like my living room is in its glory. It's just fantastic.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite too. I love those fall colors. And well, of course, here we are, 3 white women. How many of us got their autumn spice latte yet? Anybody with a pumpkin spice latte?
Bananas Foster this morning.
Ooh, Bananas Foster.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had one of those. That sounds amazing. Amazing. Chat. Okay, check it out, chat. We do have a bingo for you today. I have added some things to the bingo card. It is pinned to the top of the chat. Also pinned to the top of the chat is how to support the show. Support the show on Super Tips, supertip.gg/Megan Fox. It's a lot of fun to play around with those AI voices. I know you guys love it. You can do that, or you can send super chats. You can send cash apps. We can run that across the bottom of the screen. And also, mods, I want you to drop the link for the Timms GoFundMe, because here, and I thought I had it in the description, but I bet I don't, because I had to write a new one. So let me see if I can find it, and I will put it in the description of the video for all of you on the replay. You know, the Timms family has been through so much hell, and they have. I mean, Carrie, talk about a little bit. Tell us about the financial strain of this when you're falsely accused by the state. People think that when you're accused with criminal charges, that you just get an attorney. They always say, if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. But how does that actually work?
We definitely chose to not go the court-appointed route. We were blessed enough to be able to acquire multiple attorneys, and not at the same time. It was like an application process. Oh yeah, we'll help you, the sales pitch. And then, here's a plea deal. They might mention a plea deal, and just take it. Or you could divorce your husband and we'll get you your kid back. And it's like, that's not what we're here for. We're here to find what happened to our son and get justice for the situation in itself. So we went through probably 5 to 7 attorneys, and some of the retainers alone were $20,000 upfront. And then we ended up having to fire that one. We got a portion of it back. Another right after that one, $10,000 right up front. It was $8,000 just to get Jameson into temporary custody with family, just for a piece of paper to be signed and go before a judge. So it added up so quickly. And then Catherine Bernard, you guys got to see her yesterday. What a powerhouse. She is amazing.
She's great. We love
worth every penny. She was not cheap. A lot of money up front. Jason Hood, he is, I guess what you would call one of the good old boys from Gordon County. And we thought that was important to have a dynamic of that. But having that dynamic came with a very hefty price tag. And unfortunately, even when you're found innocent, all of these, and I'll call them bad actors, if you will, they're not held liable. They're protected. They have so much immunity. So you're stuck with, number one, healing from all the trauma, and then two, paying for the trauma that should have never been yours to begin with.
That should never have been yours to begin with. And, you know, the issue here, we had this discussion a little bit yesterday, that when the state does this to you, and it's proven that they've brought false allegations, and it was proven by a jury of your peers who said you are not guilty of these heinous crimes. When they bring a trial like this, and they were warned ahead of time. Ryan Ralston from You Are the Power sent an email. He has the evidence that says you cannot win this case. You do not have the evidence to try it. It will be a waste of taxpayer money. And if you do it, a jury of their peers is going to find them not guilty. You should drop this immediately. And they didn't. They pushed on forward. When they have been warned, and then this it comes true that they did falsely accuse you and you have been exonerated, they should be required to pay restitution. And it's disgusting that they took our tax money to do this to you and the Hernandezes. And there are others that they've done this and are currently doing this to in Georgia. Others. I think we need, you know what I think we need You Are the Power to work on next is a new law that says if the state does this to you, if the state falsely accuses you and it's provable and you get acquitted, they pay.
We had a similar law passed in July, I believe, but it's not retroactive. And I think it's for it's if you've been convicted and then it's overturned. Don't quote me on that, but it was something that was interesting. Passed in July.
Well, we need those across this country because it's ridiculous. The Karen Reed case was the exact same way. They had no business bringing that case. They had no evidence. They weren't going to be able to prove it. Nobody knew how John O'Keefe died. Nobody knows to this day, and we'll never know how John O'Keefe died. And because we will never know, no one should have been brought to trial. It was insane. And then the same with you, with the Hernandezes. If you can't tell me how this child was harmed, there should be no one in the courtroom facing charges. I'm horrified by it, Carrie. So folks, I dropped the link in the chat to the GoFundMe. I also updated the description in the video, so it is there to support the Timms family. If you have extra Starbucks money laying around that you don't need to use today, send it to the Timms and help them rebuild their lives, because it's an outrageous injustice what has been done. And I think, you know, my panel that is wanting to cover this trial, I love that it's all women and several of us are moms. I think these cases make moms so angry, angrier than anything else could possibly. When the state comes between you and your baby, it is the most maddening thing. Everybody wants abused children to be protected. Amen. Nobody wants children to be abused. But on the same count, you better make sure that there's actual abuse going on, because if you don't, and then you take a baby, you're abusing the entire family. The state becomes the abuser. I mean, I'm assuming, Carrie, that you and Brady, your husband, felt very abused by the state and your children too.
Cruel and unusual punishment to the max.
Mm-hmm. The Supreme Court has likened taking parents and children away from each other to the death penalty. And I think that's absolutely accurate. The 14th Amendment is supposed to ensure that we have parental rights, and those parental rights just do not seem to be honored in any way when we're talking about defects. Now, your case, Carrie, was so bad that yours and the Hernandez case and other high-profile ones in Georgia were so bad. There was another law passed in Georgia. Tell us a little bit about that one.
So Ridge's law was actually in the process, because our trial was a month long. So we were literally waiting for it to, have all the check marks during our month-long trial. It actually was passed, I believe, in the first week of the Hernandez trial, and it's Ridge's law. And it basically, you would think it shouldn't have to be a law for a parent to have the right to a second opinion when you're being accused. There's certain loopholes in that, and I believe that we're all going to work diligently to help close those loopholes to protect families a little bit further. But it basically states that once you're accused of child abuse, a parent's accused, you have the right to a second opinion from a doctor outside of the hospital that's accusing you. Why would you? It takes away the bias. So, but there's certain loopholes. The foundation's great. We now have that foundation there. So moving forward, we just want to close loopholes and make sure that the education and the knowledge is out there for parents, because some parents do not know their rights. And it's so important, especially now that these parents know and understand, hey, wait a minute, this is not how this is supposed to go. And then they can cite certain laws and statutes and be able to protect their families.
And also, you know, this if that law had been in place in Florida, I think that Beata Kowalski would still be alive, because that's all they wanted in the Maya Kowalski case. That's all they wanted, was to be able to get a second opinion outside of that hospital. And sometimes, you know, when hospitals make mistakes, when they are negligent, because it happens, one of the leading killers in America is hospital negligence.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it never happens. It happens all the time. And when it does happen, they go into cover your ass mode, and they don't want anybody, they'll do anything, like including torture a kid, to keep you from being able to figure out that they did this, they're responsible. You know, Jameson, there's Jameson here in the chat who sent a super chat. He says, I have the same name as your son.
Oh.
Megan knows some of my story. Do not let others limit your son's future. I will keep you in my prayers, and you can contact me if I can help. Jameson is an attorney. He sent me a letter yesterday, actually, and it was one of the most heartbreaking stories I've ever heard. I'm going to be talking to him more in the future about it. But he was harmed in a hospital by a doctor, and he has suffered with it for his entire life. And it's just, they told him, though, with his disabilities, that he wouldn't be able to ever do anything, go anywhere, be in school, be in regular classes, but he showed them all. He's an attorney today. And I think that, Jameson, by the way, your email touched me very, very deeply. I was like tearing up reading it. Sometimes I can't believe what some of you have been through in your lives. It's unbelievable. And your story, Jameson, is really uplifting. So I will, if you would like me to connect you, I'll do that. But we'll talk about that later too, Jameson. But he is an amazing story about hospital negligence, doctors' negligence, and the system that teams up against you. And it's tough. It's really tough. All right, so we are going to. Oh, I don't have it open yet. I want to start. We're going to start this testimony, and I forgot to open it up, so we're not ready to go. That's my fault. Fluxx, tell me something that's going on in your life while I do this. Tell me something that you've been following or doing or up to. Are you muted? Are you a muted, boomer?
I was. my kitten.
I thought you were talking to the cat. When I saw you moving your mouth, I was like, is she talking to the cat or what? What's happening?
She's playing with her toy directly under my chair, and it's a little plastic like cat spring thing. So of course it's making a bunch of noise. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but that's why I'm like just trying to mute myself when I'm not being so loud. But no, I
figured you were talking to the cat.
Yeah, I'm doing good. School's been.
Oh yeah, right.
Mostly doing that.
I forgot. Well, I don't think we told everybody you went back to school on my channel. At least we didn't. And what is it that you're studying again? I forget. I always forget what it is.
Right now I'm going back for my bachelor's, and it's in criminal justice and criminology.
Right.
Nice.
Criminology.
Yeah.
Fluxx is so she's so interesting. Fluxx has been in the army. She's had such an interesting life for such a young person. She's a veteran, and now she's going for criminal justice. And she's had this. I love your pictures from when you did criminal justice study before, when you were like dressed up like Dexter and doing blood spatter analysis.
That's cool.
Blood spatter analysis is the best. It's so fun.
I love
It's
criminology.
like
Yep.
Yeah. But I think I'm
amazing.
going to end up pursuing
That's what my
law.
daughter is studying.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think? I think you should. I know you've said.
I think I'm going to go with law, because these cases are pissing me off to no end, and I can't just sit here and keep getting angry. So I'm like, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to start shoving feet up asses.
Do something with your anger.
If our little Fluxx becomes a lawyer, I swear to God, this is all Jeff's fault. You know that, right? This is all Jeff's fault. This is Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Jeff's fault. And
this is
yeah,
great.
so Yeah, so school's going good, and I'm hopeful that I can cram and get graduated by next fall, so that I can jump into law school
Jump into
by
law school. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
well,
that would be cool.
when you take your bar exam, I might be able to hook you up with a job right away. Because my sister, they need another lawyer over there bad. They're so busy. It's crazy.
I am so down.
All right, here we go, guys. Are you ready for this? Does everybody have their bingo cards ready? I forgot to go over bingo. Hold on. Let's do that.
Thank you.
I feel like we already got hair talk done.
We did get, oh my gosh, you're right. We get to start out right away by marking off the free space and also hair talk. All right, we've got lazy investigator, objection, weird courtroom noises, sidebar, drunk or high witnesses, overruled, unqualified caseworker. Megan decides to hate the prosecutor. I'm not there yet. She hasn't pissed me off yet that badly. Court reporter stink eye, resting bitch face, dumpster moment. Carrie, if you don't know what that is, that relates to throwing Jesus in the dumpster in the Kowalski case. I think we all had a mini stroke when that came up in that case. Like literally throwing the consecrated host in a garbage can.
Yes.
Holy God.
Like poison,
mother of God. What in the heck?
I'm reading these and I'm like, check.
Really?
Check.
We have defensive body language. Judge gets annoyed. Mo drops the C word. Prosecutor earns Mo's hate. Conflicting testimony. Prosecutor earns Fluxx's hate. What a bitch. That one we got to yesterday pretty quickly. Megan's blood pressure meds stop working. Jennifer explodes. Oh, Jennifer's not here today.
I can be that one. I can be Jennifer.
Okay, we'll make it Carrie. We'll make it Carrie explodes instead. Because so if that happens, we'll mark off Jennifer Square. Blink rate anomaly. Sex scandal face. That's a new one. So if you guys don't remember what sex scandal face, let me remind you from the Kowalski trial, when you see a witness do this is the face we're looking for. Sex scandal face. This is when you know your dog or anyone else has been in a sex scandal. They will make this face, or possibly also been involved in a child napping scandal. This is also a face. This is the guy from the risk management office at Johns Hopkins. If you recall that guy, you see that face, you know we're getting somewhere. The defense is winning.
We had that face a few times yesterday too.
Yeah, I was fixing to say that face has got Harbin all over it.
I got a screenshot of that. It was fantastic. Like, I need to add it to my screenshot so I can bring it up because it's so freaking funny.
It's so bad.
The witch meme that made my day yesterday.
Yep, the witch meme. Here she is. Here it is. Here's the face. Oh God, please upload. If not, I'm gonna have to oh, there it is.
Oh.
I can't.
Let's compare.
We need those two side by side.
Oh yeah, we do. Someone in the chat. By the way, we have a live locals chat. meganfox.locals.com. Oh, I have a new promo code for you guys. If you want to sign up, if you want a free month on locals right now, you can go and get that right now as my gift to you. If you want to take part in the live chat over there and you want to send memes and stuff, I'm giving you a free month. Just go onto locals, sign up, and use the promo code FREE. That's easy enough, right? Nice. Free. You'll get a free month. Yeah. And if you want to sign up for a year right now, I am giving you, I think it's the cheapest it's ever been. If you want to sign up for it, I will give you an entire year right now this week for watching this trial for only $25. And if you want that one, you need to just sign up with the promo code. God, I've forgotten what it is. What is it? They won't let me use the same ones. It's not free. They won't let me use the same ones, and it drives me crazy because then I never remember. I have to go back and remind myself what they are. Hold, please. I will
make it good hair. Make it good hair.
Ooh, yeah.
Good. I should have done that. That would have been funny. It's not that. What is it? It's the manage tools. God, and that's the other thing. Locals is really ticking me off. So they hid the admin panel under 5 different things I have to click on now to find it. Why are they doing that? It just doesn't make any sense. All right, let's see. We have
Maybe it makes sense to the young people.
Define young.
That's always the problem, isn't it? Let's see. Is it under payments? No. See, I don't even know where I put it now. It can't be payment setup. Where is it? God, I don't even know the promo code. It wasn't Foxden because they wouldn't let me use it.
I'm gonna have nightmares from this meme. I swear.
I know. I'm like, just
try not to look at it.
I should take it down. All right, I'll find the promo code and I'll give it to you guys later. We'll start this and then I'll get it. I'll get the promo code, but it is the cheapest it's ever been. $25 for the entire year. You want to get in on this today. So I am going to start this and then I'll go find the promo code for you guys. Here we go.
Ooh, okay.
We only had 25 minutes of preliminary bullshit. Look at that.
Would please for me.
April Hunt.
All right. And
oh, I hate her already.
What was that voice?
Oh God.
I wasn't looking. It didn't match the face.
It didn't. It didn't. I hate her already. It's already happening.
You spell that for the court reporter, please.
It's April. Last name Hunt, Hunt.
All right. And Ms. Hunt, how are you employed?
With Gordon County Department of Family and Children's Services.
How long have you been with, is it commonly referred to as DFCS?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been with the Gordon County DFCS?
31 years.
31 years?
Oh God, you know what I don't like about this voice? I know what it is. I know why it makes me so angry. She sounds so sweet. This is not the voice of a person you expect to nap your kid. And it's just, it's like that juxtaposition is just really.
She was the first one in our home.
Was
so
she?
that was she set the precedence for the, oh yes, we're just here to make sure everything's okay.
See? Yes, that's it. That's it. It's like that whisper talk. We're just, oh, honey, baby. I just, don't worry. I'll take care of everything.
Just come inside, sit in the oven. You're going to be fine.
Come on in here. Yes. I mean, this is, I can already tell. And she does look the same as the other woman. They do look similar. What is it? And she's got the downturned mouth, Fluxx. She's got the Sally Smith downturned mouth. She's
got the witch hair.
Yeah, it's a little witchy.
Y'all are scaring me with the hair talk. Like, I'm not even kidding.
We're very critical of hair.
We're very critical.
It's okay.
But we're not.
You have very nice hair, so you're fine.
You're good. We would never criticize a guest's hair anyway. That would be terrible. I've never done that. I've never said anything to anyone who, oh gosh, I haven't had anybody on here where I would say, God, that was terrible hair. We only do that to people who steal children. Okay. Those are the only people we care about whose hair looks terrible. And also female lawyers who don't brush their hair in court. That really bothers us.
I was also going to say and Hair Islands, but when you can make fun of yourself, it's fine too.
Oh God, Judge Carroll in Hair Island was the best. God,
I miss him.
How did that make it into his order? Unbelievable. Carrie, to catch you up, the Maya Kowalski's judge.
Yes.
Judge Carroll. Do you remember he had that little tuft of hair on his head? We called it Hair Island. And in one of his orders, and it became a huge joke. We laughed and laughed about why doesn't he shave that thing off? And in one
his
of
last
his
bit of hope.
Yeah, his last bit of hope. We called him the unicorn judge, like he had this little horn of hair.
The tuft of justice.
The tuft of justice. Well, one day he puts out an order, and in his order he uses the metaphor. My son would, or I might say that I have a full head of hair. But my son would say, I have a small island in a sea of baldness. He totally heard the jokes and he got in on it. He was like, just because I say I have a full head of hair does not make it true. And he was making an alliteration to, he was referring to some stupid argument a lawyer had made, as if that argument is just as stupid as me saying I'm not bald. I miss him. Do you remember Judge Carroll?
I understand. You're moving for a mistrial when you got additional time and you can call the same witnesses to address whatever issues. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor, because
Can we go to exhibits, please?
I loved him.
And then you
Double
have Doctor
guns.
with hair.
And what was
Right?
that, Carrie?
Doctor with the good hair. You know, he was dubbed like Doctor with the good hair. Yeah.
Yes, that was
Mhm.
and Dr. Goodhair made that's when we met him. And oh, I love Dr. Joe Corcoran.
He is
the
amazing.
best. And I need to have a phone call with him soon. He texted me a little while ago. We were going to catch up. He is the nicest man. My God, he's the kind of doctor you hope you run into, that you hope you get. Thug Judge, that's right. Oh my gosh, this is so fun.
He
This
was
is so
such
fun.
a great judge.
He was a great
And
judge.
it's like you have to find these moments of levity in these trials. Otherwise, you're just going to
Oh yeah, you can't get through
punch
it. Otherwise,
somebody.
you'll cry. Well,
Yeah.
listen, and this is the it's like it's a difficult and sensitive spot to be in, right? Because we know that the people going through these trials, like you, Carrie, are living the worst moments of your lives. We know
Mhm.
that. We know how difficult, we can't imagine how difficult it is for you. But I do get some criticism sometimes. In fact, I had one cheeky person on Reddit get upset with me for joking around with Clayton Eckert about his false allegation case on our interview we did the other night. However, my response to that is, and of course, sometimes chats can be insensitive and jokes can be insensitive. Sure, I understand that. But my response to that is, this is how we help victims, actually. We help them by helping people laugh through the worst moments that they've ever experienced. And I do believe it's helpful. I do believe it's helpful to mock and ridicule these terrible people who did this to you. And if we can make you laugh, and if we can bring some kind of joy into this situation, that's important, because people need to laugh, and laughter is like medicine. It's good for the soul. So, Carrie, I heads up, apologize for any insensitive jokes or comments that the chat may make, but we certainly are here. We are here to support you and love you and help you, and not and we understand it was difficult.
No, I understand. I mean, to me, if you let something like this make you a bitter person, and it could easily make you just a bitter person. But that it bears no fruit if you are just so bitter. You have to use this, and I've used it as a platform to inform others. So, and I mean, trauma makes you a little funny. So, not saying that I think I'm funny, but I've been through some trauma. So, I mean, that's part of it.
Well, and I think that's what bonds a lot of us, actually, who cover these things. I know that, I mean, Legal Vices, the guy we were talking about with on our sweatshirts, we all have this dark sense of humor. We just do, because we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot. I worked in family court for years with covering these horrific cases of alleged child abuse, custody cases. And the things that I've heard and seen are unforgettable, and they do something to you. And it's almost like being in the line of work where you are coming into a murder scene, for instance, if you're a police officer, and eventually you do get you put a wall up, and that wall, sometimes you get this dark sense of humor where you can crack jokes about really dark stuff. And that's just how this community has kind of bonded that way, because we all have that in common, where we've just seen a lot of stuff. And that's it's okay. It's okay to joke about it. It's okay to laugh, especially at these people. So let's watch this Cahunt.
All right. Well, for those who might not know, what is DFCS?
I work in Child Protective Services, where we investigate child abuse, and we also have a foster care unit that works with children that are in foster care, and we have a family preservation unit that works with families with children in the home.
Now, is DFCS a state entity?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you have to have specific training to be
weird noises in the courtroom?
Yes.
I know the answer. I know the answer.
Specifically,
you know what that is?
I know the answer.
What is it?
So Prop X actually contacted me last night, and they were like, if they bring it up, you know what it is. And I'm like, Give me the deets. It is the wonderful, honorable Judge Smith, and she was up there eating like Werther's. Yeah. She was even like Werther's or something, and she was.
God, I love Werther's.
So quiet about it, so she was doing like butterscotch candies or something up there.
Aww.
But she was trying to be quiet, so that's what that is.
You know what? You know what's going on the bingo tomorrow? Judge snacking. Listen, we forgive you, Judge Smith. Everybody needs a snack or a little sugar rush. One of my favorite moments or parts of the Johnny Depp trial was the sharing of the candy at the table between Johnny and the lawyers. Johnny would bring these I don't know, gummies or candies, and he'd be like sliding them over to his lawyers one at a time. And we were, they were all, it was so funny.
Mints back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Well, a month of trial. Oh God, Carrie, getting up every day and facing that, like, you could be losing your freedom at the end of this. How did you get through that?
Every day we left the house because we didn't know, like, anything can happen in court. I mean, the judge could be like, no, just, we don't know. We've never done this before. I had a speeding ticket at 18. So especially that last day going in, knowing, all right, we're supposed to rest today, deliberations. We had to leave our house spotless and put things away, make sure things that you don't think about is the laundry out of the washing machine or out of the dryer? Because if we go to prison, we're going to have to depend on our family to take care of all of that. And it's things like that you don't, you know that your kids are going to be taken care of because we have such a amazing family. But it's like we had to get things in order. Okay, what do we do about the house, the mortgage, our animals, just all the things that go through your head. And then, I mean, we knew our children were going to be taken care of regardless. But it's like all the other things. It's kind of like you were like a last will and testament almost. And you're preparing all this stuff. And I already had people that were like, okay, my French bulldog, aside from my child, is my whole world. And I will only let that dog go to someone who I love and trust. And like my husband was like, we have certain things that have been passed down through our family and we want it to go, goes here, and just certain things like that. And we walked out of the house that morning, and I remember turning around to lock the door and wondering if I was going to be able to walk back in or not. And it's hard. It is so hard because you don't know. But thankfully, spoiler alert, I did get to walk back in through the door that evening with my beautiful baby boy. So it was hard, but it was.
They gave him back that day.
Oh, we went and picked him up, and he was so happy. Awesome. He was so happy. The judge told me at the end of everything, and I'm not sure if I can go ahead and share this, but she asked my attorney, Catherine Bernard, she said, where did all of your experts come from for the Timms family? She said, I've never had such, they held themselves with poise and respect, and they weren't snarky, like some of the others. And Catherine Bernard was very honest. She said, my client, Carrie Timms, got every one of these in order over the last 3 years. I literally did. I didn't sleep for a very long time trying to get all these people lined up, all these people that you're going to see for our defense. And the judge called me after the verdict, and they're like church pews, and people were sitting on like butt cushions and stuff like that. So they made everyone go out after the verdict, and my husband and I are trying to clean up butt cushions, and I'm holding water bottles and all kind of stuff, and I'm bending over, legs are still shaking, and all I hear is Miss Timms. And I stand up and I'm holding like 3 butt cushions and trash, and it's the judge. And I'm like, my knees start shaking again because I don't know what she's about to say. So she motions for me to come up, and she said, I just asked your attorney where they all came from. And she said that you found all of these experts. And she said, that tells me everything I need to know about you as a person and as a mother. Go get your baby. And that right there was just icing on the cake for my husband and myself to know that, like, our hard work paid off. We went through so many attorneys, and so many attorneys didn't want to do the legwork. And if you're a mama bear, you don't just sit back. You cannot sit back, no matter how much it costs, no matter how many hours it takes, no matter what. You're flying to Boston and back in one day to get second opinions. You're doing whatever you got to do. And to know that the judge herself recognized our experts' demeanor versus who the state brought forward, I mean, that just surpasses everything in my head.
That is amazing. That is I'm so glad that the judge did that for you. I am so glad. That's awesome. I think it's great when you get a good judge. There's nothing better than that. It's like getting a great lawyer. That some of the best people on earth are lawyers, and some of the worst people on earth are lawyers, and same for judges. And when you get a good one, I just went through a criminal thing with my daughter was a victim of a crime, and we went through everything, and she was the only victim who showed up to give a victim statement. And she's only 16, and she did it, and she did such an amazing job. And the judge came off the bench to talk to her as well, and came over to her and told her, you are something. I've heard a lot of victim impact statements. I've never heard one like that. And it was lovely. And she's a very well-known judge in this area, who's the best judge that we have. And everybody wants to get her because she's just, and it's so hard. It's so hard when you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, look at the Hernandez judge.
I know.
That judge did everything he possibly could to throw that case for the prosecution, in my opinion. I think that judge was garbage.
I was there. They almost kicked me out. I made comments, and one of the bailiffs was like, last chance. And I was like, that means I get 2 or like, but it was awful, but we were very blessed to have the judge that we had. She was extremely fair. She listened to everything both sides had to say. So could not have been a better judge for the case, I believe.
Well, speaking of women who have a hard time keeping their comments to themselves, Mo in the Deep End is here.
Howdy.
You've got any spicy comments for us today? I'm sure there's going to be a lot. How's your, what was it? The pre-chub hate boner going?
Well, I have a full hate boner. Did go after 4 hours for the pediatrician. Your original pediatrician, that woman only smiles at the end of Old Yeller. And
it's true.
I mean, anything that makes that woman smile is bad for humanity.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And let me say this because I'm a mom of 6, and you reacted the same way I did when I had my first child. And what you needed at that time was care both for you and your child. Because absolutely, when you have a first baby, when you don't know any of this stuff, it's all terrifying. Mm-hmm. They send you home with this human with no instructions and expect you to like raise it to not be on Jerry Springer. And you suddenly realize that you should have started out with sea monkeys because you are in no way mature enough to deal with this. But instead of, building you up and being kind of a safe place to say, hey, this is like the weird thing they do with their eyes, or when they're newborns and they're kind of half open to do the crazy eye thing, that's terrifying. And instead of saying, look, it's all going to be okay. Babies are terrifying. They're normal. It does seem like these are a little concerning. So we're going to send you to some blood work. But our biggest thing should be making sure the child is okay, not, assuming the parents are doing something awful. And she just was a god-awful dumpster human, in my opinion.
Yeah. She originally diagnosed, it's in his paperwork, that the mark on his face is impetigo. And I showed her the onesie where he had self-soothed. I had put coconut oil on it. I have sensitive skin. He has sensitive skin. They left that completely out. I had the onesie.
It actually was impetigo?
Yeah, it's diagnosis. She gave us green for it.
Oh my
I
God.
hate this woman so much.
Yes.
And the fact that she was
So I was scared that the place in his mouth, because impetigo spreads if it gets in your bloodstream. Yeah. I'm not smart. I'm not a doctor or a lawyer, but I've learned a lot during these 3 years. But I was afraid that if something had spread into, like, if it's in the mouth, that's not good. So, of course, I pointed that out. And the pictures that we have taken after her appointment do not look anything like what was showed in court. And I'm talking, it is within 3 hours. So I can't say for certainty, But the probe that she used, even though it was like a popsicle stick, I do believe that she irritated it to make it look worse than what it was. That is my
Well,
opinion.
Oh
and
my
having worked
God.
in a physical therapy environment, doing notes and charts and things like that, I can tell you for certainty that yes, if I were given a charting of a patient that I had, I could kind of say, okay, yes, I do vaguely remember these, but for her to pull out, yeah, she was really nervous and tearful, and she told me that her husband gets frustrated. These are not things, and this is just me being honest, that I would remember. If these were concerning, as a mandated reporter, she should have documented it, because everything needs to be documented if you are going to be doing some of this.
Guess when I got tearful? After she told me DFCS was getting involved. Who
Yeah.
doesn't? Who wouldn't be
It's
upset?
terrifying. It is terrifying because in that moment you realize you are one single person against the government,
Mhm.
and they are trying to rip out the most precious thing in your life. Because for most parents, once you have a child, that's your life. Everything else is kind of secondary, but that becomes your life. And the full weight of the government coming in to judge everything you do and being, just monitored, and because I've had my own CPS struggles, and that terrifying loneliness, that David against Goliath feeling, and that, oh my God, they're going to rip away my child, and that deep feral almost fear slash this isn't going to happen is, it robs you of oxygen. It robs you of gravity. I mean, and people don't get that. These jackasses that, call different creators and do CPS calls because they have some stick up their butt. They don't realize what the actual real life consequences are to
Lifelong,
people.
lifelong traumatic consequences for the whole family, not just to the parent. I mean, we have a
No,
10-year-old stepson. That's a whole different story. So it's like it's like the domino effect that she started a domino effect, and we'll be healing from that for quite literally the rest of our lives.
yeah.
Mm.
And
I
people
wanted
need
to
to be
ask you
aware.
something from yesterday's testimony. One of the things that she said was her red flag on you was that you said that your husband was frustrated the baby wouldn't take the bottle from him. And that sent me over the edge because, tons of breastfed babies hate bottles, and mine did. And it was so frustrating. The word frustrating does not equal abuse.
No.
There are a lot of things about having a newborn that are frustrating, and you should be able to say that to your doctor without it raising any red flags, because it's
No.
completely normal. Would you explain how that even came into the conversation and how she twisted that?
Happily. So she was asking, how do you think this mark got here? Do you know how it got here? And I was like, no. And then she asked, well, who fed him last? And my husband and I took turns at the time feeding the baby. Naturally, if we're moms here, you know that you have more of a soothing touch. Men are much different than women. Fathers are much different than mothers. So naturally, my husband, he's not taking the bottle the way he does with you. And I used the word frustrated, but I never said he gets easily frustrated. I said, and this is the funny part, I said, if he gets frustrated feeding Jameson, he gives Jameson back to me to finish the feeding.
That's even worse.
So
Yeah.
what's worse than that is that was not in quotations. The next sentence in her notes state in parentheses, like in direct quotes, my mother-in-law is here by this point. And she says, why are you doing this? We're a normal family. We're a good family. And she put that in quotes and said it was odd. We're a good family is odd.
That's odd to
So
say.
I pointed that out in juvenile court, and my attorney was like, good eye. I said, why did she put that in direct quotes? But what I said is not in direct quotes. And she's in juvenile court. She said, well, that may not have been exactly what the mother had said. And I was like, there you go.
That is
And
unbelievable.
here's the thing. As a veteran of the mom parenting rodeo, These are all hard. And I wish we would build each other up. Look, your family and my family aren't going to look alike. If you were able to breastfeed and I wasn't, who gives a crap? You both fed your babies.
Right.
If you go back to work and I stay home, who gives a crap? We're both taking care of our kids our own way. So instead of, tearing each other down for different choices, how about we just say, hey, it works for their family, and support people instead of being, hall monitor, Miss Crabapple, Helen Lovejoys. If it doesn't look like my family, it's wrong. No,
Right.
it's not. It's just a different
We
family.
had a question too. Do you know if that doctor has kids? Does she have her own children?
She does.
That's so
Someone
shocking to
married
me.
her? I still,
You
that's
said that
shocking to me.
yesterday, and I was like,
How is she a mother and she doesn't know, like,
That
How
babies
does
are
she?
mobile
Yeah, that they
or
she
move their
arms move,
arms.
and that they put their hands in their mouth. That newborns put their hands in their mouths. I had a newborn that could scooch and crawl. Like
I asked about the moral reflex, because even if she said that they don't have like the capabilities to grab and do things, okay, the moral reflex, what happens when they're startled?
Yeah.
Come
Not to
on.
mention, hold on. I remember they don't have control over their hands, and sometimes they get stuck, like
Yeah.
in a weird way where you have to like take their. That's why the mittens are so critical,
Yes.
because they will cut themselves because of that lack of control. It is not that they can't do it because they don't have the control. It's they do it because they can't control it. I am so annoyed by this. I'm so annoyed by a person who is now that I know has had a baby can say these lies, because we know that this is not true. We know. By the way, there's a super tip that came in. I wanted to share with you guys. This is sweet. Thank you, Vice Baby.
What an amazing group of people. Work sucks. I want to go home, but oh well. Love you all.
We love you too,
And
Carrie.
it's
That's
nice to hear
Jeff's
voice.
That's Jeff's son,
Mhm.
actually. So Vice Baby is our friend Jeff's son. He was Legal Vices, and Connor is Vice Baby. So it's nice to have him around, and I love it that he uses Jeff's voice in the super tips. We love you too, Connor, and we wish you were here. Wish you were not working and could join us, because that would be fun. And those of you in the chat, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and share this out, because we're in this for the long haul, you guys. We are going to be streaming this trial until it is over. I'll miss a couple of days because I have a funeral coming up and traveling with family. But we will keep you apprised of the schedule. Okay, here's what you need to know about locals. I got the codes, and this is important because I was wrong on the first code. So if you want a free month, the code is THANKS, THANKS, thanks. And it's my thank you to those of you who have been tuning in to new content that we're doing and supporting the show. And I really appreciate you. So if you want a free month right now, get over to meganfox.locals.com, promo code THANKS, and you'll get your free month. Now, if you want to go further and you want to subscribe, check it out for that free month and then subscribe. You only have a week, though, to decide if you want to sign up for the year. And I'm giving you a $30 discount. That is the biggest discount. It's half off. It's 50% off. Normally, it's $60 for the year. Instead, it is $30 for a week while we are doing this trial. I want you guys to thank you guys for tuning into it and being here and hanging out with us and having a great time. That promo code for the year is good hair. Yep, I set it up. So, mods, if you can write that down in the chat, mods, it's good hair. I'll put it in here once, and then you guys can keep doing it. meganfox.locals.com for half off. And thanks for a free month. So go sign up and check it out. Check out what Locals is like. And if a bunch of you sign up, I'll start doing some more Locals only content on there. I've been promising a stream with Brad soon, and we're going to do it. And Rosalyn Duke is just in time for us to get started. We really haven't heard any of her testimony yet. We're too busy criticizing her. Rosalyn, meet Carrie Timms.
Hi,
Carrie,
Carrie.
this is my
Hi.
good friend Rosalyn Duke, and she's gonna hang out with us today as well. How you doing, Roz?
I'm doing well. Can't complain.
Excellent. All right. Well, here we go. April Cahunt.
What is the over under on cats and, well, cats in her freezer because I'm going rough 60 and 10 in the freezer. Miss Muffins, she's saving to taxidermy.
And what is it with all the witnesses so far? Why are they all trying to eat their own face?
Oh my God, wait a minute. She's making the sex face. She's making the sex scandal face. It's the sex scandal face. Hold on. I have to take a screenshot because we're going to make a compilation of these. It is the face. Look at, I'm going to show you again for reference. This is the face. This is look at this. And then yesterday we had this.
Yep.
I mean, my God, they're all making the face. They all know they're so
Do they
guilty.
all suck on a lemon right before or like
or something?
I'm telling you, she totally looks like the woman in the woods in the candy house that's going to cook you in the oven.
She does.
Oh, you know
the hills
what?
have eyes.
Isn't there a bingo space for witch sighting? Oh, it's not on mine today.
I think you took it off for today.
I have evidence of witchcraft or devil worship. We haven't got that yet. Dang. All right. Well, let's keep an open mind.
Caseworker.
When I started, it's been a long time ago. My training was 12 weeks of training. I'd go to training a week, and I'd be back in the office for a week. And at that time, we were trained in all areas.
And
All areas.
do you have to have any certain level of education to become a defects worker?
Yes, you have to have a 4-year degree.
In what?
And
anthropology.
Do you have a four-year degree?
Yes, I have a BS in psychology and sociology.
All right. So you stated that when you were trained initially that you were trained in all areas of defects. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
Okay. Where did you start out when you started working there 31 years ago?
I started in the foster care unit.
Okay. Have you held any other positions in defects other than that?
Yes, I worked with the, when Adult Protective Services used to be included in with our office, I worked with them for a period of time. And I did intakes where I took all the defects reports that would come in. They used to be in office, now they're not. And when that stopped and went to more state-run thing, I started in investigations.
Okay. So I guess from the investigation standpoint, when does defects become involved with a family?
Once we receive a report.
Okay. And how does the report come in?
Now we have it goes through our ICC unit, which they get all the reports, and then they will send them out to the county that it's supposed to go to.
Is it fair to say it's like a central intake?
A central intake
Okay.
unit, yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it goes then to the
I love
counties
the clerk's pink shirt in the midst of all the gray and black.
The
It is
counties,
a nice pop of
where
color.
the parents reside.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Now-
Is this a different day or was this the same day? That
I think
from
Same
yesterday?
day because it's the sheath from yesterday.
Hold on,
and her hair's
Has
still.
that outfit. Yeah.
I don't remember the green skirt on Law. On
Yeah,
Whitney
it's like
Law.
a blue
Dark
sheath
blue.
it's
dress,
blue?
and then she's
I think
got
this is a
like
different day.
I feel like it's a different day because her hair's a little different too, and I'm not it's not quite as neat as it was the other day.
I'm trying to verify, but I think it's a different day.
Yeah, I'm naming these day 1, day 2 as far as how long it takes me. So I can't tell. I can't
That's
tell which
how I do
days we're
things.
on. But yeah, I don't think the court reporter was wearing pink either. Or wait, is that
No, it's the
who
same
is
day. It's the same day as Sarah Harbin Picket.
Oh, it is. Okay. Who is the pink shirt girl? That's not the court reporter. Is she the judicial assistant?
She's the
might be.
assistant.
Yeah, okay. Because court reporter is over here and she has a hilarious stink face. So we are looking out for that too for bingo. So folks, don't forget to look at her face. I sometimes forget to look for her because she does have a funny stink eye. All right, here we go.
Once a case comes into your office in Gordon County, how does it get assigned?
Our supervisor will look at it, and we do ours on a rotation. We have 3 investigators at this time, so it rotates between 3 of us right now.
You all have 3 investigators right now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, are there any certain steps that you're supposed to take in a DFCS investigation? Like, is there a set criteria you have to do A, B, and C, D, and then you're done, or does it change?
It depends. It varies from case to case.
Okay. Now, do you work your cases alone?
Not all the time, no.
Okay. What circumstance would lead you to work it with someone else?
We have a county protocol. Any severe physical abuse or severe domestic violence or sexual abuse cases, we work jointly with law enforcement, especially if there's going to be a criminal aspect to a case. We work those jointly with law enforcement.
Okay. Now, I'm going to direct your attention to January 12th of 2022. Did you have a reason to be involved with the Timms family on or around that date?
Yes.
Okay. I guess, what was the nature of you coming into contact with them?
There was a concern. We'd got a report in. There was a concern with Jameson having a scratch mark on his face and then a torn frenulum, which could be from force feeding.
Okay. So
wait,
but that's not what you documented.
Was that report assigned?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yes.
I was going to say, how did a
frenulum.
scratch turn into a scratch turn into a tear?
Yeah, because
when did that happen?
It's listed as several different things throughout this was an abrasion to the face, a bruise to the face, a scratch, numerous things. So was the mark under the mouth. It's from a red dot, scratch, torn frenulum. Nothing stays consistent.
Was Jameson marked as being tongue-tied in the hospital during lactation specialties or anything like that?
Never notated.
Because okay, then no, this is ridiculous. Both of my girls, did have to have their tongues clipped because they were tongue-tied. And I was aware of that. We had some problems nursing, but this is something that would be notated in your documents, because with both of them having those issues, they were checked more closely with their weight to make sure that we didn't need to do something sooner.
Mm-hmm.
I just love how the pediatrician and the DFCS people, they're completely telling different tales. Oh, conflicting testimony. Do we have conflicting testimony on the bingo card? Yes, we can. Mm-hmm. We can do that. And sex scandal face. Did we check that off? Because we got that already. Sex scandal face. Who was it that the chat was asking me to show someone the meme? Was it Rosalyn? Rosalyn, did you miss the meme from yesterday? They were asking me to show you the witch meme. Did you see this one?
I did see that. It's fantastic.
There are more too.
Fantastic.
We'll get to the memes later because there are more that people were sending me on Twitter. And I'm hoping that those of you going to locals right now and should be signing up for a free month, because there's no excuse not to.
JKD Bug says she's the shake and bake girl. It's shake and bake and I helped.
What, if anything, did you do in response to receiving that report?
I went to the home to speak with the parents and to see the child.
And do you recall what location that was?
Yes, it was at their home.
And do you have that address?
Yeah.
And is that location here in Gordon County?
Yes.
So who was anyone there when you arrived?
Mr. Timms was home when I arrived.
And do you see him here in the courtroom today?
Yes.
If you could identify him by something that he is wearing.
He's got a blue checkered shirt on.
All right. Let the record reflect the witness has identified Mr. Brady Timms. Now, did you speak with Mr. Timms when you got there?
Yes.
Okay. Did anyone else arrive?
Yes, the mother and her mother-in-law, Renee Timms, arrived.
And do you see the mother? I guess, what is the name of the mother?
Carrie Timms.
Okay. And do you see her here in the courtroom?
Yes.
All right. Could you identify her by something that she is wearing?
Yeah. My eyesight's not that good. Maybe a peach-colored sweater.
All right. Let the record reflect that the witness has identified Miss Carrie Timms. So, and you said that there was one other person there. Who was that?
Mr. Timms' mother was with Carrie when she arrived.
Do you know her name?
Renee Timms.
Okay. Now, did you speak to the defendants?
Yes.
Did they answer your questions?
Yes.
What, if anything, did they say about the injury to the tongue?
They did not know how that could have happened. They both denied, force feeding him or, putting a pacifier hard in his mouth or anything. They did talk about him, putting his pacifier in and popping it back and forth himself with his hand, but nothing that would have been of a forceful nature.
But they don't have control over their hands.
Did you make
right.
any physical observations?
Wait a minute.
about
Wait a
James?
minute. Wait a minute.
That's what I heard.
Hold on. I want to hear that again. I just want to make sure I hear this idiocy one more time.
Or anything. They did talk about him, putting his pacifier in and popping it back and forth himself with his hand.
I thought they're non-mobile.
But the pediatrician said babies his age can't do that. Didn't she?
Right.
Hell, these people. What?
But nothing that would have been of a forceful nature.
Okay. Did you make any physical observations about Jameson?
Yes.
Okay. What were those?
Yeah. It's part of what we do. If a child is under 1 year old, we have to see them undressed, and Miss Timms changed his diaper and undressed him so that I could see him.
All right. And you said that, did you notice anything noteworthy about his appearance?
No, the only thing I saw was the place on his face.
All right. Was there any explanation given to you as to where that could have come from?
They didn't really know. They talked about they put him on his back, but he liked to roll to the right side. And he had a sleeper that he would rub his face with.
Okay.
Aww.
Did you document any of those things?
Yes.
Okay. I'm showing defense counsel Westman Marcos states 2, 3, and 4. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Certainly can.
All right. I'm showing you Westman Marcos states exhibits 2, 3, and 4. And if you could please just take a look at those and let me know if you recognize them.
Yes.
All right. And what are those?
Those are pictures of the mark on his face and then the sleeper that he slept in.
All right. And so which one was the sleeper?
And
if you
this
could
is funny.
identify which exhibit that was.
Send in the National Guard. There's a mark on his face.
All right.
Seriously.
And are these a fair and accurate depiction of Jameson as well as the sleeper?
Okay, all right, hold on. You guys who are having problems with locals, Mrs. K. Grift is answering the question. It says it requires you to either input a credit card or use another form of payment such as coins in order to redeem the free month. Why would it do that? Oh, because then it auto charges? I wish it didn't do that. But okay, so if you don't want to put your credit card in because you don't want it to auto charge you on the next month, you can buy coins on locals and I don't know, how much would you need to buy in order to redeem a free code? Does that even make sense? Like what, $5 or something? I don't know why I'm getting an answer from locals right now. Actually, I'm asking my guy because I don't think you should have to do that to get a free month, but I don't know. If you do have to put it in, just here's what I do. When I sign up for free things that I have to put my credit card in for and I don't want it to auto charge me, I will put an alarm in my phone for when that month is up the day before, and then I will just go and cancel it. And I don't mind if you do that. If you decide you just want the free month and you want to hang out for a month and then cancel it, do it. I have no problems with that. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, well, the coin. Yeah, I don't know why they would make you buy coins though to redeem a free month. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense at all. So the coins on locals is just like an internal trading thing. Like you can gift coins to each other. Oh. They are money, but It's like just an internal way that Locals does it for like tips and stuff. You don't have to use it. Anyway, I'm going to find out a definitive answer from Justin over at Locals while we're doing this. I sent him an email.
From that evening?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, the state position in today's exhibits 2, 3, and 4 in evidence.
Any objection to states 2, 3, and 4?
And Your Honor, if I could just confirm, Ms. Hunt, did you take those photographs yourself?
Yes.
And that's my only question. If we have no objection to their admission. Correct, Commissioner
There-
Ellis?
There'll be, so states 2, 3, and 4, the photographs will be admitted, and you can go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right.
Did I hear that correctly? That they were just the mark on his pictures of the mark on his face and the onesie, correct? Nothing under his tongue?
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard, but there were 3 photos that they talked about, but then she only talked about 2 of them.
Do what now?
Oh,
thank you.
And so we're looking at State's Exhibit 22 here. I'll get that clear off of it.
He's so little.
And so, I guess, who was holding the baby at this point in time?
Miss Timms.
All right. And we're looking at the photograph, which side was the abrasion on?
The right side.
His right?
His right side.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Just confirming.
Yes.
All right. And so here in State's Exhibit 3, what are we looking at there?
And you could tell.
Oh my
looking
God!
at
I am
Weird
so.
how
That
his
totally
hands-
looks. It totally looks like impetigo.
Yeah,
and also,
weird how his
they're
hands are
pulling
right by
his
his
hands.
face.
They're pulling his hands. You're pulling his hands away from his face. Who is this stupid? Who are these stupid people? He can't move his hands. He doesn't have control to move his hands to his face. The hell? What in the absolute nutso? I feel like I've entered an insane asylum. Like, this is crazy.
Yes. I'm sorry.
And yeah, that's
another
impetigo.
picture and angle of the abrasion to the face.
Okay. And then finally, States 4. What is that?
That his sleeper.
It's a horrible picture of it.
And so, can you describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, like, what that sleeper felt like?
It was pretty soft.
Okay.
What is that a picture
Now,
of? What am I looking
It's
at?
supposed to be the sleeper. It's a weird. So it's weird the angle that she has. Like, and I
Is
could
it
probably.
like a sleep sack or
It's
is it?
got the mittens already built into it. So
Oh, right.
Okay.
Okay.
all right,
All
so
right, that makes
that
sense.
picture makes it look like it's extremely dingy, and it's not. I have the same photo on my phone. So what you're looking at is that little dark spot. You can see someone's feet, and then you can see the edge of it,
Yeah.
and the little dark spot. That's where the coconut oil was, where he had just rubbed and rubbed. We have a wood burning stove here, a wood burning fireplace. That's what we use for heat. So his
Yeah.
skin was dried out. So I was putting the coconut oil on it, and he had just self-soothed, rubbed and rubbed and rubbed. And guess what? When irritation happens, you get that stuff that's trying to heal, and impetigo is
Yeah.
prone to
And
happen.
impetigo, I think, is itchy too. So that could be why he was.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this not making sense to you guys? It makes perfect sense to the layperson. And why is this not a good enough and not even excuse? So it's not an excuse. It is the actual reason and cause. Why is it not good enough?
This is so
Yes.
crazy. Yeah, I remember those little sleep sacks. Those are great.
They are awesome. They are the best.
I love them. And it makes them feel all cozy.
Mm-hmm.
God, Carrie, you should never have missed out on this time. And it's just making me angrier and
Yeah.
angrier as I think about it. It's such a precious time. And what they took from you is just unthinkable.
It's all I
over
ever
this
wanted to do is
bullshit.
be a mom, and I thought I was doing the right thing, and I always go back and forth. Should I not have taken him in that day? Or, but then if I didn't, what if it could have been more serious? And it's like, you almost want to blame yourself, but at the same time, you're a mom doing the right thing for your baby. That's what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do. So it's like, it puts you in this horrible state of limbo, but at the same time, because of my decision to take him to the pediatrician that I picked out for him, led us down this road that we are now currently going on.
Well, how were you supposed to know that she was Satan's sister? You know, really, honestly, how were you supposed to know? And also, when you say, I shouldn't have taken him in, or maybe I shouldn't have taken him in that day, it seems to me that at the first hospital, when she told you to go to the first hospital for the first thing, it seems to me that they hatched a plot then, or they were looking for it then, even though they sent him home and they said they were, that they didn't find any signs of abuse. I almost feel like they were plotting something.
Well, we complained at that hospital because of the cleanliness. So we didn't know if it was something like if it was autoimmune and he could have caught something airborne. I was extremely concerned about the cleanliness. And we have photographs of that hospital. Disgusting. Black mold. Hair. It was like they did not clean from like the last 3 patients that had been in that room. So, and it actually got so bad, they moved us to another room for the second night that we were there. We woke up, I had my coat, I had Jameson, I took him out of the crib, put him in my coat. I was so cold during that night. So it was about 6 o'clock that morning. And I finally went to the nurse's station and I said, it is freezing in our room. So they come in and they shoot a heat gun. It was 56 degrees in that room. 56 degrees in that room. So I, of course, complained about it. They had someone, they were like, oh, we're sorry. And this is November, okay? Right before Thanksgiving time in Tennessee. And they're like, oh, we're sorry. We forgot to turn the heat on in this part of the hospital. I'm like, there's infants in here. So I was very, very upset. We didn't know what was going on with them. We didn't know if it was something autoimmune. If you're abusing your kid, you're not going to care how cold it is or how clean it is. So I told them, I said, I'm not paying for, number one, you lost the blood labs. We're only having to stay overnight because you can only take so much blood per 24 hours from the infant. We had to stay because you lost blood. We had to wait.
Right.
For that
They
time.
lost the blood tests.
Yes. So I did make a stink of that. And I kind of, I don't know, maybe they held that over my head, but.
Boosh, you forgot to not refrigerate the babies. Yeah, it's a little, it's amazing how these people feel like they're on their high horse and they can accuse you of abuse. And then they mistreat your baby in the hospital. They abuse your baby by keeping it 56 degrees in the room. They abuse your time by losing your blood test results. And they abuse the baby because they forced the baby to go through another blood test because they were too stupid to get the one that they took down to the lab. It's outrageous. And so there was something that was said yesterday too by the doctor. She said she found it odd that I think it was at the first visit when she told you to take the baby to the other hospital for the further test, for the blood test, you said, are they going to take my baby? She said something like that.
Okay. And are they going to take my baby?
They did. Well, this is the funny part is that that doctor from that hospital, the child abuse pediatrician there, is the one who started this whole thing rolling and told her to call DCF. So yes, they did take your baby. What was it that you were, why did you have that feeling at the time?
A mother's instinct surpasses all. I mean, you know what I mean? That's just, I was thinking leukemia, but in the back of my hand, I had already spoken, and you'll see her testimony at some point. I've already spoken to a nurse that I've been close with my entire life. I called her I let her look him over when those marks came up. And she said, they're probably going to make a referral. They're probably going to call defects. And at that point, I didn't care. I knew the truth. I knew we hadn't hurt him. I just wanted answers. Do what you got to do. Call in the Coast Guard. I don't give a crap. I want answers for my child. Call in whoever you need to call. Maybe you should call in a better hematological department. I don't know. So I didn't care, but at the time, like I had already spoken to them.
Who told you that they were probably going to make a call?
So I have a friend. She is a nurse. She's been a travel nurse. She's worked in the ER. She's seen a lot of trauma cases. She's worked in pediatrics. And she, like I said, she'll testify in the case. You'll see her. Lovely woman, held her ground. She did not let the prosecutor.
And she's the one who told you if you take him in.
yeah, she just told me just to be cautious and don't be surprised. And that's a good friend. In my opinion, that's good advice, solid advice.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
I mean, we talk
yeah.
about that here all the time. I talk about my own struggles of, you know, what to take the kids in for and what to say and how to, you know, because I'm terrified of it. When my husband accidentally dislocated our middle daughter's elbow because he was swinging her around in a pile of leaves, you know, and dislocations are super easy at that age when you're, and it turns out now, she's my 16-year-old now, she has hypermobility, which we didn't know at the time. She's hyperflexible. She might have an underlying connective tissue disorder. Her elbow came out of the socket while he was, you know, swinging her around just like he does with all the kids. And we had to take her to the urgent care. We were terrified. I went with him because I was like, you know what, we both need to be there because I feel like I can't take her. I can't do it by myself because I feel like they're going to target me for something, for abuse. And so we're just going to have to, but we have to go clearly. But this is terrible that parents are terrified to go to the hospital or urgent care when their child is hurt because they think they're going to be accused of abuse. This should not be the case.
Yeah.
And luckily, when the urgent care we went to, the doctor was like, "Oh, this happens all the time. It happens by holding hands and like, you know, if you just pulling on your child's arm." He's like, "It happens all the time." And in fact, it even popped out again while we were in the ER. So they put it in, and then before we left, it was already out, and he had to do it again. But yeah, this is just, I hate it. I hate all of this for you. I hate it for everyone. I hate it for every parent who has had to do this.
And we can turn up the lights now. Thank you. Now, did they discuss at all any further with you Jamison's nighttime behavior?
Yes, they did say that he was colicky and cried at night, and they had an Alexa system that they would use to calm him down, and they demonstrated the Alexa system for me that they used. It was voice activated.
All right. And did you see that in action? Did you see it stop like him from crying, or was it just they showed you what was
No,
going
they
on?
just showed me what it was. He was not any distress at the time when I was there. So
bingo.
All right. Now, did you find out who the caretakers were for Jamison at this time frame?
Yes.
Okay. Who were they?
His mother, Carrie Timms, and his father, Brady Timms.
Did they work at the time?
Yes.
Okay. Did they work outside of the home?
Mr. Timms did.
And what about Miss Timms?
She was able to have a job where she could work from home.
Did they indicate whether Jamison was in daycare at all?
He was not.
Now, I guess you were aware of a prior interaction in November at Erlanger. Are you aware of that?
I'm aware, yes.
Okay. Did you follow up regarding some testing that was to be completed from that?
Yes, I had. Yes, I followed up with them about that.
Okay. Had that been completed at that time?
No, there was, from talking with Ms. Tim, she had kind of some COVID fears of going into the hospital.
Okay. So that follow-up.
Well, yeah. Nobody wanted to be in the
Correct.
hospital then.
It wasn't a pediatric unit.
Well,
It wasn't
no.
a pediatric unit. It was a hospital that a lot of people were still being hospitalized and kept for COVID. So no, and they even told me it's not that necessary. We ran all the necessary tests. I'm not taking him if I think it's autoimmune. I'm not taking him there. Sorry,
Well,
not sorry.
Absolutely not. And they're the ones that are very quick to point out that he was graded as premature. So especially in November in peak RSV season, you are not taking a premature newborn into germ warfare. You're just not doing it.
Oh, but he wasn't premature to listen to some of these.
Well, for God's sake.
Just
but
wait.
the pediatrician yesterday said they corrected his age because of his premature birth.
It was fun. It was fun.
God.
Did you make any observations of either of the defendants when you were there that you felt like was noteworthy?
Yes, they were both very attentive to Jameson. I observed them give him a bottle, and he took his bottle well, and the
With the torn
grandmother was
frenulum.
also there and attentive.
Obvious abusers
to
right there.
Jameson.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I like
So
that
what
face
did
scratch.
you do after that?
That was like,
After this,
that was some interesting body language. I wouldn't call it defensive, but it's nervous. Did you see that?
So
there we go.
Grandmother was also
Watch.
there and attentive to Jameson.
so what did
Her
you do
lies,
after that?
the lies are tickling. The lies are she's starting to get itchy because of the lies. The lies are making her scratch.
This is when I start getting red. You'll see my neck start getting red.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's
Oh boy. Yeah, I haven't got there yet. We'll know. And then you'll get to check off your Megan's blood pressure meds stop working. Okay, Locals is on it. Justin is going to give me a step-by-step how to get that free month. So don't worry, folks. I'll have that for you in a moment.
After this home visit with
Well, I left for that evening and staffed it with my supervisor.
Okay. Is that standard protocol for DFAC?
Hey, Brad.
Yes. Okay.
Hello, Brad.
Now, what happened next, I guess, in regards to your involvement with the family?
The next day, we had a conversation with Dr. Sarah Picket about the case. And then we were contacted by our regional director that had been contacted that I needed to get in touch with the family and have them take the child to CHOA as soon as possible for some a follow-up skeletal and a head CT and a new abuse workup.
Okay.
Wait.
And so,
So
you were the
question.
one to tell them to go.
Did we just go from caring and attentive parents to you need to take them to the hospital?
that.
We are now
Yeah.
conspiring for abuse.
Yes, when we got the phone call, we were actually at the store preparing for below freezing temps and a snowstorm. Okay, we had everything we needed in case power went out, made sure we had plenty of wood, all the things. And they made us, I literally left the buggy, the cart, wherever you live. I left it sitting there with all of our items, formula, everything we needed to make sure Jameson had what he needed in case we had no power. They told us we had to leave then or they were coming to get him. So, of course, we voluntarily left. We voluntarily called my parents, my husband's parents, and we took a convoy immediately to Children's Health Care of Atlanta. So we went from this woman being at our house saying everything was fine. I saw him naked.
Caring and
I saw him
attentive.
caring and attentive. He took a bottle well, even though he allegedly had a torn frenulum. I saw the little spot on his face and took pictures of it, but nothing else out of the ordinary.
So-
but let's go get him radiated.
But what
Wait, why-
happened? What
why
happened
is it
between?
regional?
So it was that phone call between the two of them where
It
they
was Sarah
literally
Harbin Picket.
conspired to kidnap your child.
It was Sarah Harbin Picket who also made the phone call to, I don't know if you remember yesterday,
This one,
yes.
her, and then Dr. Carla Garcia, who she did her fellowship under at Erlanger, where we were. That was so
we haven't met
unclean.
her yet. Is she going to testify?
She does not testify.
Really? Well, what does that bitch look like? What's her name? Say it
Carla
again.
Garcia, Dr. Carla Garcia at Erlanger.
Sia Erlinger. And she's the child abuse pediatrician?
She's technically not. She does not hold the credentials. She has gone through some training, but she is not a certified child abuse pediatrician.
I do not like the looks of her. She has terrible hair. Let's get to it. Let's see.
The hair.
Why also is the regional director getting involved in this? I mean,
Out of a
again,
different state. This is
Yeah.
Tennessee. Why?
Well,
Like,
that's
and she's
that's my
taking
que-
these pictures on her personal cell phone. Dr. Sarah Harbin Pickett. There she is.
what
that
in the
looks li-
Tammy Wynette is this crap?
This almost looks like a wig. I don't
This is
know
a
what
glamour
this is.
shot. Why isn't she doing this?
You know what I don't like about her? She has a deceptive face. She looks jolly.
She's hiding more deceit in the hair.
She
where
could
she
be
keeps
hiding.
it.
Are you just calling
She
her
could be
jolly
hiding.
because she's heavy?
Well, she has a little bit of a Mrs. Claus cheek
She
situation.
she has a very friendly, open face. She looks like a Miss Weasley, again, kind of a very down homey look. Now, I don't trust a woman who has hair that voluminous, so I don't trust
Except
her.
for Megan.
But well, except
full
for
of
Megan, but that's
lies.
because it comes look, no. All of this is no.
Yeah.
Besides, it looks like she took the hair out of Tammy Wynette's, like Coal Miner's Daughter album and then put her face in it. So
I just
She
want to
and she
know
could be
how
hiding small animals in there, though. I'm
I think you mean
concerned that
Loretta
they're-
Lynn. If we're gonna
yeah,
go
I'm
Coal
sorry,
Miner's
Loretta
Daughter.
Lynn. My bad.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Thank you. I live on
I
forgiveness.
just
Well,
I just
What was
don't
that, Fluxx?
understand how this woman went from they were caring and attentive parents to we need to do a report for abuse.
So
Like,
that was my.
She physically saw the child. She physically was there. Who told? Like, what do you mean somebody told her something? Like, what is happening?
And I thought, and you can tell, in my opinion, you know how she started, you pointed out her scratching. I kind of feel like she was torn almost because she laid eyes on him. She was the only one that laid eyes on him in our home. Our home is not elaborate by any means, but it was clean. She told us before, you guys don't fit the mold. You have a clean home, all the things, just, you guys just don't fit the mold. I don't know
So
what
she lied to you.
I don't think she lied to us. I think she genuinely knew we haven't done anything, but someone, big hair over here, went over her head clearly. And that's what she says. She says someone in higher authority made them make the phone call to us to have us take our child to CHOA to be radiated.
Yeah, well, we had I dealt with that because I had a principal who really didn't like me for some reason, and I was getting, visits from CPS multiple times, and finally the last time they said, "I don't even know why I'm here. We don't even visit because according the last thing," and I pulled my kids out of that school, but my son had worn the same shirt twice.
Oh no.
Oh,
Are
yeah, you.
So
Pick
Are
your
you
battles.
Are
as a
you
parent.
kidding me?
yeah, so they called
Jeez.
and they had to take pictures of my laundry room, my
Are you
pantry,
kidding?
the
For
drug
wearing the
test.
same shirt twice? Oh my God.
Yes.
What?
I would have been in so much trouble because my son would only wear Batman shirts. So
That's
all of his shirts
insane.
were Batman shirts.
Well,
Well, and I also do wash every day. I wash clothes
that's
every day. So
but to
my kid could wear the same shirt
Awful.
and it would be clean.
Well, and to talk about the trauma, my middle son, and we went out of our way to say, because we did pull him out of that school system, but he'll sometimes say, "I'm sorry we had to go to a new school. I didn't mean to wear my shirt twice." And I'm like, "No, sweetheart."
Oh God.
So I had to explain to him, sit him down, and I said, "I'm not mad at you. What you did was just a normal kid thing. The fact that the principal took you in and tried to pump you for information for an hour and a half without me there to try to accuse me
Bingo.
of doing OnlyFans, that's the part that really, really bothers me. That an adult was trying to talk about things that are in our family and trying to scare you."
Post the actual promo code link so that way they have it.
Oh, I was just making sure you
Sorry
could
about
hear.
that. Justin is giving me instructions. He says he's going to pop in the chat and give instructions on locals. I think is it the locals chat though, or YouTube? What? I have to figure out which one. I'm going on mute for a second so I can figure this out. I'll be right.
So there are these things that I don't have an OnlyFans. He did tell them that, which I could see how this could happen. He's like, "Yeah, mom, does videos in her room and she also changes in her room." And I was like, no. I do nerdy trial stuff. Sorry.
Wow.
But even if I did OnlyFans, again, who is anyone,
How does that make you any less of a parent?
yeah, it's not my jam. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it, but if you have to, or that's something that's okay for your family, fine. I don't care. Again, and the thing that bothers me is in my school district, we have children whose parents are chronically abusing substances, don't have
Oh,
new
God.
outfits,
Yep.
don't have
Yep.
food anytime, don't have anything. And instead of helping them, they constantly work to reunify these children, you know, take them out of the loving foster homes that my church family provides and want to give them back to the screw up parents. And it's just like, wait a minute, you go after me for my child wearing something twice or twice, but you won't go after these children who are wandering the streets, who don't have food. I would ban, I would shut down every child services on my first day of president and make everyone have to
I agree.
reapply. And if you do nothing, if you've done nothing, if you've been ahead of one of these, you are going to have a full review of your career. Why is it we
Oh,
have more
yeah.
dead kids in my state that were being helped by DCYF than children who weren't? All of the children that we lost in the past couple of years have had records with DCYF.
Because they're not good at what they do, period. They're not good at it.
To Children's Healthcare of Atlanta?
Yes, I called them. Yes.
And did they do that?
Yes.
Now, did the department ever obtain custody of Jameson?
Yes.
Okay. I guess, when did that occur?
That occurred on January 14th of 2022.
How does that work? How does DFCS take custody of a child?
We have to call the court to ask for permission.
Okay. Was that done?
Yes.
So you can't just go in and take someone's child and walk away and say, I'm taking this child.
No.
Okay. So what happens, I guess, after following the removal of a child from the home? After a judge has signed off on it, what's the next step?
We look for placement for the child.
Okay. And where do you look for placement for a child?
We can look for family, or if there's not any family available, then we have foster homes.
Okay. And do you recall where Jameson was placed when he left Children's Healthcare of Atlanta?
Yes, he was placed in a local foster home.
Okay. And why was he placed there?
Just due to the nature of the injuries.
Because we're malicious twats. Let's be honest. That's why, because we're malicious twats. We could have put him with family, and the law says we are required to put him with family, but no, we didn't do that.
We had grandparents saying he can come to our house. Come to our house real quick. Do your evaluation. We'll get him set up here. Nope. They went ahead and he was with a foster family for 6 days.
Is Georgia the only state that isn't having profound foster care deficiencies, that they wouldn't first, and with policy and practicality, look at family members? Is Georgia the only state that must have just tons of foster families?
No, there's a shortage, and they are supposed to look for kinship placement first. But due to this happened on a Friday. Monday was a holiday, so they had to have a interim basically. So he went to a foster family until the emergency placement hearing, which that's whenever we were able to get kinship established.
I can't stand these people. I'm a little backed up on some of these super chats. Let's get to some of them because they might have relevant questions that you can answer. Let's see. What do we have here? Mel Klomp, thanks for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate that. And Mel, again, for the other $2 super sticker. And Jameson, we read this one. And Jameson sent another one. Please send Carrie my contact information. I don't want her to fall into the same traps I did. I've already done some research. Fluxx, I have a resource for you too. All right, I will send them both your email.
Thank you.
Celestial Force, Carrie, did this affect yours or Brady's job? I ended up taking a leave of absence to prevent from losing mine. Just curious how it worked for you.
Brady's job was very understanding. Due to me working from home, I clearly could not be home by myself all day and not just obsess over what was going on. So my work from home job did start lacking, and I subsequently lost that job in the middle of all of this. So I lost that job, was quickly able to retain. I've never not worked, so I quickly was able to get another job. And but yes, I mean it wasn't really specifically due to the allegations. It was just due to my mental state and my ability to perform, because I was just distraught.
That is awful. That is just.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do I? There we go.
And two, they gave us time to explore family that could take him.
Okay. Do you recall when Jamison was discharged from CHOA?
On 114.
I'm sorry?
I think he was discharged on 114.
Okay. No. Now, was there ever a time that you met with the defendants to discuss this case after the hospital visit?
I went by the home to let them know when court was scheduled for.
Okay. Was there another time later that you met with them to discuss?
Yes, my supervisor at the time and I had met with the family on, make sure I have the correct date, on 121 after one of the preliminary protective hearing cases.
Okay.
Court.
And did you talk to them about any other way that anything could have happened?
Yes, we talked with them, did anything happen accidental? Did he, fall off of a bed? Did he fall off a couch? Did somebody trip and fall with the child? Was there a bathing incident where he slipped out of your hands, or anything of an accidental nature could have happened?
And I guess at the point that you're having this conversation, had Jameson's
I hate when they do that, by the way. I hate when what they're doing is they're setting you up for,
I guess.
They're setting you up for, well, just tell us it was an accident. Because if it was an accident, then you won't be in trouble. But that's not true either. Because if you were to lie and say, yeah, I slipped and I guess I dropped him in the bathtub, now you're going to get charged with neglect. And I mean, it's just, you can't, these people are not on your side. They are not trying to help you. It's just like how you should never speak to police. But these people, if you don't speak to them, they go after you too. It's a no-win. It's a no-win. I hate that they do this.
I'll never forget the day when they came the first time to the house back in, it was December after our November visit. They did the follow-up and they knocked on the door, and I knew enough to know that I didn't have to let them in without a warrant. So my husband was hunting out on our land. So I was by myself. I remember putting up the Christmas tree during this time. They knock on the door. I answered the door. I'm holding Jameson, and they asked to come inside. And they identified where they were, who they were with, all the things. And I said, do you have a warrant? And it wasn't Miss April Hunt. It was another individual that was with her that I'm not going to name. Her name will come up in the trial. She said, we don't have a warrant, but do you need us to get one? And it was the way that she said it, like, we're coming in whether you like it or not. So I immediately had to get my husband out of the deer stand and bring him back in. And it was just like, I was being bombarded, but by the time he could get in, they were already asking me tons of questions and everything. But
we looked into a basic psychological profile because all of these cases seem to be started. The nexus is a woman being challenged. So are there certain professions, like these CPS, are there certain personalities that are more drawn to this? And are there darker personalities that are drawn to the power trip of this? Because I have seen this behavior in the Maya Kowalski. Again, when medical doctors, these CPS people are challenged, principals for me are challenged, they do this. This is exactly how they operate. Yeah. You are damned regardless. You are in a Soviet gulag kangaroo court, and you are guilty no matter what. Yeah. So
that's what they did to Beata Kowalski. She had the nerve to question what they were doing.
That seems to be the nexus.
Yeah, and who knows, Carrie, the fact that you complained at the other hospital, that could have been enough for them to just take a dislike to you, and then this kicked off this entire thing.
I still stand by what I did was right. I mean, even if it was not my child that had an autoimmune condition, the next child that came in behind me could have been very, very sick. So it wasn't just for my kid. It was for any kid coming in before or after us. Hey, this room needs to be clean. It needs to be sanitized. We're in a hospital. I stayed in really crappy days inns, in my 20s after a crappy or a crappy concert just to have a cheap place to stay that was 10 times cleaner than the room that we were in. So it was not just about my son. Yes, I was concerned about my son, but you're a hospital. Come on.
Yeah, there are certain expectations. And it seems like, again, if you question where someone is falling short or not doing procedural things, this is the way they get back at you. They make the process, and, you have to prove yourself. You have to prove a negative, which is this didn't ever happen.
Yes.
All right, we have only about 3 minutes until the cross-examination starts. I'm going to try and get there
Show have been completed.
because I'm sure it's going to be
Okay.
fire.
Were there findings that were found there that were concerning?
Yes.
Okay. And what were those? Not to get medical, but what were the concerns that you were investigating?
That he had rib fractures, and there was also a thoracic vertebrae, 10th thoracic vertebrae compression fracture.
Okay. And so you were, at that time of the conversation you're having with the defendants, you are exploring any accidents or any other ways that something could have happened.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
And so did they have any knowledge of any kind of accident or anything like that?
No.
Now, after that, did your investigation continue?
Yes, for a short period.
Okay. What else did you do as part of your investigation in this case?
The hospital was sending off for further blood testing. One being OI, which is the, I don't want to butcher it, osteogenesis imperfecta, which is more commonly known as brittle bone. And they said that would take several weeks to come back. So during my investigation part, I did not have those results back. But the child did have a follow-up skeletal that I saw that came back on 2/3/22, and it was normal, and the rib fractures had healed at that time.
Okay. And what about the vertebrae?
It was still visible.
Okay. And so you said, I guess, does DFCS, you said your investigation closed, or does it end at some point?
Our investigation does. We have 30 to 45 days to complete an investigation. And this case went into the foster care.
Okay. So there is still a case open with DFCS.
Open, and they would be getting all the information from the doctors and that type of thing with continued care for the child and what he needed.
Okay. So it's not that DFCS is turning away from anything that comes out after this. It's that you all have to close your case within 30 to 45 days.
Correct.
And then pass it on.
Correct.
Okay. Now, did you have any additional involvement in the case after your portion moved on? I guess, where does it go after it's with you?
To foster care unit, and it went there on 114. It immediately transfers over.
Okay, so both foster care and investigations had a case open?
Yeah, we can have a case open at the same time for a short period of time.
Okay. So after it moved into foster care, did you have any additional involvement in the case?
No.
Now, during your investigation, were you open to alternative explanations for something that was that plausibly caused these injuries?
Yes.
Ms. Hunt, do you know the defendants outside of your work at DFCS?
No.
Did you target them for some kind of bias or motive that you have against them?
No.
Of course she's going to say no.
Do you like to remove children from their parents?
Yes.
Yes.
And that
Just
question
tell the
made her
truth.
really
This
uncomfortable.
occurred
She
in
had to switch her
January
position.
of 2022. Have you, as an investigator at DFCS, received any additional reports of Jamison having any other unexplained injuries?
No.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Wall. Mr. Hood?
Oh, here we go. Here it comes.
So
Yeah,
I have
please,
to
how are
get off in
you?
5 minutes for a short
All right,
time.
hold on.
Good.
What was
Sorry.
that?
In 5 minutes, I'll have to get off for a short call, but then I'll hop right back on. So just
Yeah,
so
okay.
you guys know.
Yeah, anytime. You got to come or go anytime you need to.
Thank you.
And no problem.
The department's initial involvement in this case began in November of 2021. Is that correct?
Not this case. There was a
Well-
prior case.
Okay. The department was involved with this family in November of 2021. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
And there was a worker from your department that was present at Erlanger Hospital regarding Jamison Timms in November of 2021, correct?
Correct.
And do you know who from the department was there?
I think it was Kristen Burchett, one of the case manager. And
Y'all have a program called Shines. Are you
Yes.
familiar with that?
Yes.
All right. You can use that to access the sort of field notes, for lack of a better term, of other workers and investigators, correct?
Correct.
That way, if there's turnover in the department, or if one witness or field worker can't be available one day, somebody else can access their records and see what's going on in the case, right?
Correct.
Okay. Have you had the opportunity to look at that in relation to what happened at Erlanger in November of 2021?
I have some knowledge of it. I have not read it entirely, but I do have some knowledge of it.
So Ms. Burchett was present at Erlanger in November. At some point in time, she was accompanied by a law enforcement officer from the City of Calhoun Police Department. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Detective Prentup,
Correct.
who's now retired, but at that time was still working. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And who was the referral source in November of 2021? Was it Erlanger Hospital?
I honestly don't know, and we're not allowed unless directed by a judge to give out.
Well, if you don't know, that's fine.
Sorry. Right.
Y'all received a referral. Ms. Burchett went up there and evaluated the situation. Is that correct?
Correct.
Met with the parents, looked at the child, and talked to the treating physicians. True?
Correct.
And the determination was made both by the department and by law enforcement that this child is perfectly safe to return home to Brady and Carrie Timms. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. After that meeting in November of 2021, you or
Oh yeah, we can absolutely check off resting bitch face. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat. I was slacking on that.
someone from the department visited their home, the Timms home. Is that correct?
Correct. My supervisor and I did
Okay. And when was that?
follow-up visit. I don't have the exact date, but it was the 1st of December.
December 9th.
And when you say a follow-up visit, what do you typically do at a follow-up visit?
We do a follow-up visit to do a home visit to check the home environment out and see if there's any concerns with safety of the child. And
All right, right away, I'm going to say that she is not she's not anywhere near as defensive as as Dr. Picket, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call her Dr.
Definitely not as
Bitch. I can't
combative.
remember her name.
I
Dr.
honestly-
Picket Bitch.
I honestly felt like she was torn. Like she knew in her heart we didn't do anything, but she had someone over her saying, "This is what you have to say. This is the narrative. Stick with it, because why else? Because she's not saying anything that contradicts any of these allegations. She's being very, no, I didn't see any problems. I seen the home. The baby was fine, didn't cry. So
yeah, she's not being defensive. She
seems
appear
conflicted.
She doesn't appear to be evasive either.
Yeah. Compliant. She's just compliant.
But this is the banality of evil. When you see something evil going along and you're like, yeah, but I need to pay my bills, or
you're just as
yeah,
guilty
but
as
it's
the
not
person.
my family. You're even more guilty because you know it's wrong. You are
the person who goes into the house, the one who's there, who lays eyes on the kid and the family and everything.
Twice.
She has an obligation to stand up for her beliefs about that family. I don't believe that. I think caseworkers ought to be given more authority to talk to their supervisors and override it and say, no, you weren't there. I was there. Why should a supervisor who was unrelated to this and wasn't even in the house be able to make that call? I don't understand it, because that's the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting that she wouldn't have done anything. But like you said, somebody else above her did. This is all right.
Okay. And that was completed in December of 2021, and there were no safety concerns found at the Timms home. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. Your next encounter with the Timms was in January of 2022. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. That would be the day that Carrie Timms brought Jameson to Dr. Harpen Pickett's office, and there was a discussion there about an injury or perceived injury under Jameson's tongue. Is that right?
Correct.
Subsequent to that, you all received a referral from someone, and that led you personally to the home of the Timms. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And while you were there, you indicated that Brady Timms was there, Carrie Timms was there, and Renee Timms was there.
Correct.
And you needed to see the child unclothed. Carrie took the clothing off the child, changed the child's diaper. Anything of concern when that happened?
No.
Anything of concern in anything that you saw in the home?
No.
You indicated,
Oh my
I think,
God.
that the child was fed with a bottle.
Correct.
With this awful injury under the child's tongue, did the child have any trouble drinking a bottle that day?
No.
So there's absolutely
Do you
zero
recall,
evidence
Ms.
there's any
Hunt, while
abuse.
you were there having a personal conversation with my client, Brady Timms, about this case?
I spoke with him briefly prior to Miss Timms and Miss Timms getting there.
Okay. Do you recall at any point during that conversation telling him this or anything to this effect? This is not a child abuse case. I don't know why they stay on you guys.
I did not say that.
Did you say anything remotely like that?
Ooh,
No.
sounds like you might have.
Was that ever a topic of conversation?
No.
You indicated that Renee Timms was at the Timms home with Brady and Carrie. Is that right?
Yes, she was in the vehicle, Miss Timms, when she pulled up.
Okay. Did you interact with Renee Timms at all?
Yeah.
Did she seem appropriate to you?
Yes.
Was she concerned about the well-being of her grandchild?
Not at the hands of Mr. or Miss Timms. She had no concerns with her son or daughter-in-law.
But she seemed appropriate as a grandmother.
Yes.
Concerned about the well-being of her child.
Yes.
Was there anything that you knew at that time about Ms. Timms that rendered her someone not suitable for placement of the child?
No.
Okay. But the child was released from CHOA to foster care.
Correct.
Though the department was well aware that there was a perfectly suitable, willing, and able grandmother to take this child.
We still have to check, even though she was approached at that time, we have to do our due diligence and check families in their homes.
Yep, the chat's right. There's coughing in the gallery. Get your bingo cards out. We have coughing in the gallery. Oh, mine
that's
doesn't
right.
have that today. I have extra squares, so some of our cards are going to be different than others. I don't have coughing. Dang it. I don't get that one. All right. I guess I may not win bingo today.
Especially when a child has, these type of injuries.
Okay. And to be fair, you have no earthly idea how these injuries occurred. Is that correct?
Personally, I don't.
Was there ever anything in the interaction that you demonstrated interaction between Jameson and his parents that struck you as inappropriate in terms of his parents' behavior?
No.
Can I have 1 second, Judge?
Certainly.
Do you recall, ma'am, having a discussion with either one of the Timms parents about, and I'm talking on the day that the sore under the tongue was seen?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the January of 2022 event. Do you recall having a discussion about with either of the Timms parents to the effect of, you guys just need to take parenting classes and get them off your back?
Oh.
I did not say anything about getting people off your back. I talked with them about a program we have through our Family Resource Center that is parents as teachers, and I did speak with them about that, and they said they would be willing to do that.
Okay. They didn't have any objection to that?
No.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Hood. Ms. Bernard, do you have questions of this witness?
I do have a few, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it, Catherine
afternoon, Ms.
Bernard.
Hunt.
Good afternoon.
So you have been working for the Department of Family and Children's Service for 31 years, right?
Yes.
So it's fair to say you have a lot of experience with these kinds of cases.
Yes.
Okay. So approximately how many of these home visits do you think you've done over the course of your career?
Too numerous to count.
So the process of hearing some kind of allegation and then going to the family home and meeting with the caregivers and the child in the home, would you say you have probably done this thousands of times over the course of your career?
Possibly.
Okay. Jesus. And I suppose, have there been instances where you have conducted one of these home visits and you have found unsafe conditions?
Yes.
Okay. So, and you have gone to places where there's evidence of neglect or harm to children?
Yes.
Okay. Have you gone to places where you have been concerned about the other adults who are present and who had access to the child?
Yes.
Did any of those concerns apply here in your home visit with the Timms family?
No.
So did you have any concerns at all about anything in the home environment or the individuals who were present and caring for Jameson Timms?
No.
And the sleeper, so did Carrie and Brady Timms answer your questions in a forthcoming way?
Yes.
Did it appear that they were hiding anything from you or trying to keep you out of some part of the home?
No.
Did they volunteer information to you about the bottle and the onesie sleeper and other items that were associated with Jameson?
Yes.
And when they showed you the sleeper, did it look like it had some discoloration on it from maybe being rubbed against a crusty abrasion?
Yeah, there was some discoloration on it, yes.
Okay. So, okay. And Did you notice, did the air seem dry in the home at all? Did they?
I don't recall.
So you don't recall if,
No.
there was a humidifier running or anything that might have aggravated a rash with wood heating or anything like that?
Not that I recall.
Okay. And then I believe you said in response to Mr. Hood that Jameson had no trouble drinking a bottle that day, right?
Correct.
And do you recall what kind of bottle they were using to feed Jameson? Whether it was, I guess, the traditional nipple or kind of the larger one?
I don't remember.
Okay. But do you remember if if it looked like they were comfortable feeding Jameson?
Yes.
Did it look like Jameson was fearful or alarmed around any of his parents or his grandmother?
No.
So even if he looked a little possibly distressed in the photographs we saw, your testimony is that he was not a distressed child that day and seemed happy and content with his caregivers?
Yes.
Now, did you have any conversations with Dr. Harbin Picket regarding Jameson Timms?
Yes.
When did you have those conversations?
I spoke with her on 1/13/2022.
So that would have been the day after she had seen Jameson at her office?
Correct.
And did you initiate this conversation or did she?
I called her.
Okay, so you called her. And she told you about the laceration on the bottom of the mouth?
Yes.
And the abrasion on the child's cheek?
All of these calls and communications ought to be required to be recorded by law so that they are admissible in court in case they screw the pooch.
Agreed.
And it's fine if they don't have to release them unless they end up in court. But if you end up in court, you better have those conversations between you and the doctors recorded. Because that's how they get away. That's how they get away with this bullshit where everybody's, well, I don't recall. What we talked about.
And now that they've made this new legislation where the medical doctors have to actually attest to both seeing the child and having looked at their medical history, which how was that not a requirement prior to the grand year of 2025?
Right.
But this, I do see this actually stopping cases because doctors are now going to be liable. I mean, they have skated around this. I talked to, my friend who is actually a specialist and they said this, that, and the other. Well, now that friend isn't going to say, hey, you can't put my name down in your attestation unless I've actually seen this kid. It should be like the Goldwater rule for psychiatrists.
But here's the problem. They will continue to do this because they have immunity. They have immunity. We watched how hard it was to get around the immunity in the Maya Kowalski case, and they only were given 7 days of the 3 months they held her. 7 days is all they were allowed to go after them for. It is hideous. Immunity, none of these people should be immune from prosecution for anything they do that is willfully negligent or malicious to people and violating their constitutional rights. There should be no immunity if you have violated someone's constitutional rights. And that is what they have done in all of these cases. They frankly, and I say this with no irony at all, I think government officials who violate constitutional rights should get the death penalty. And I think they're the only ones who should get it. I think that's the only people in the country who should be getting it. Is government officials who violate your constitutional rights, because that is the worst. Deprivation of rights and liberty should never be tolerated. You know what? You execute a few of them who are found guilty of it in a court of law and it will stop. They will not do it anymore. They will not come in your house without a warrant. They will not take your children without actionable reasons. They will stop. Put a couple of them in the chair and it'll stop.
Okay. But Megan, can we pick? And also, what am I going to do with an electrified Nancy Pelosi corpse? I mean, it's great for Halloween, but what do I do for the rest of the seasons?
Season it. Season it.
Oh my God, I could be like those cement geese. I can just dress her up for all the holidays. I can't wait for Pride Month.
Be like a weekend at Nancy's.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Well,
I
also
would love that.
it bothers me that some of these people we pay their salaries.
Yes.
We pay them to do this to people.
Yeah, right.
We then pay the state to prosecute the parents wrongfully. I mean,
Makes me sick.
The chat is really upset that none of us hate the prosecutor yet, but she hasn't done anything yet that makes me hate her.
I
just
do
hate the
hate her
witnesses.
today, but Hagatha the Leg hates everyone, and her hatred has grown and metastasized in me. So
I mean,
I hate her.
All right, so Mo hates her.
This case, the fact that they brought this case at all makes me hate them. Like,
That's true.
You are a despicable human being. However, she hasn't done anything particularly in court that's made me like, oh my God, I want to like choose Violet today.
Yes,
You know?
I agree that, but
Yeah.
I can't say that I feel the hatred yet rising up within my breast. It's not there yet.
I mean,
Not for the prosecutor. I feel it for the witnesses and for the
that
state
too.
in general.
The witnesses have me wondering how long it's going to take to learn welding so I can make my 10-passenger van into like the better travel-oriented killdozer.
Yeah.
But allegedly in Minecraft, and Mr. Mo is not going to let me near a welding unit. Can you imagine that? No, I'm on a list. No welding.
I can imagine it.
Oh God,
I
that's
can
funny.
too.
All right, let me explain locals real quick to those of you who are trying to get use your free month code. I have dropped the link in the chat. You need to go to this page. It'll bring it up to this page, and it is a monthly subscribe. And it's got the promo code right here that says thanks, and you say give monthly. It'll ask you for a credit card, but just do what I do and set your alarm for before this date, and then just cancel it if you want to cancel it. But maybe you won't want to. Maybe you'll want to keep going. And if you
Look how
do, then it's
professional you look. That's nice.
I love that picture. It just was good sunlight, you know, when you get in that good afternoon sun. Or actually, I think that was morning sun, but
I'm
whatever.
just like, look at all her fonts and the buttons actually work. I'm just so impressed. But I have
well, that's
such limited-
locals. That's
limited
locals
tech
for
skills.
you. I didn't do any of this.
Oh.
So yeah, I didn't create this. Locals did. So if you go in and you do this, you can afterwards, after the month, it's $5 a month, or you can cancel it. Otherwise, you go to the same. You change the instead of the. Hold on, you do good hair. Or you go to this page, which I have also dropped in the chat, and I will drop again in the chat here. There we go. This is the one for the annual. If you want this is the least amount it has been forever. I've never done it this inexpensive before. So this is a discount of half off. I said 25, but I couldn't make it do that. The lowest I could get it was 30. So it's 30. But half off for an entire year, $30, that's a good deal. And then you get into all that. You can do the live chats. You can do the, you can post memes. You'll get any of the private content. We'll do some more cooking streams. That's going to coming up. I like to do those on Locals. That's fun. So Locals is fun. And what I particularly like about it is the live chat. Let me show you what it looks like. So here's today's live chat. And this is where you can go to share memes. Now, here's one.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I love it.
Shake and bake. I love this from yesterday. That
Oh my
face, you
God.
can almost hear her going, "Arr."
Arr. Where's your child? That be no impetigo, that not be impetigo.
So that's what's fun about the Locals chat is that you can get in and share. You can share memes and you can be in there and chat. And I want to see a bunch of you in here today who have not been on Locals before. Take the free month and cancel it in a month. Like, I don't care. I don't always have resting bitch face, but when I don't, I do. So get in here and hang out with us. Hang out with us on the locals chat because it's a lot of fun. And but also the other good thing about locals is that you will always get your notifications. You set it to notify you, and you will get more notifications than you ever thought possible from locals. You'll never be able to miss another live stream again because locals will like literally pound on your door to tell you that I am live, and it might do it twice. So if you've ever missed a notification on YouTube, you won't ever miss it again. By the way, if you just want to sign up for free, you can do that too. You can follow me there and still get the notifications. You just won't be able to take part in the chat. But for today, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in the chat because it's free. And no one will charge your credit card until an entire month from now. And you can set an alarm to tell yourself to cancel it, which is what I always do. All right. Back to this bitch.
Correct.
Actually, she's not that
Oh my
bad.
God.
Now I feel bad.
Lori-
Now I feel bad. I feel bad calling her a bitch. She's just kind of like a coward or something.
Yeah.
Do you see what Glory Bird in the chat said? Where are the memes showing the babies in the refrigerators?
Oh my God. Meme
We
farmers.
need those memes.
Meme farmers are falling down on the job. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You have not turned that into a meme yet. Okay.
I need a hungry man dinner with just a baby on the front.
They are refrigerating the babies.
Was there anything else she told you?
Jameson, thank you. You didn't have
I
to pay
think
full
she
price.
had spoke with Dr. Garcia with TC Thompson, and they were looking at recommending the child to have another skeletal survey and head CT and lab work.
Did she talk to you about any of the results from the initial lab work from the November visit at Erlanger?
No.
No, because they lost it. They
Well,
don't
and
have
they
that
tried
lab
to-
work.
And the doctor tried to say that even
And
though
so
it was
were you the one
abnormal,
that-
it was within normal limits when I talked to a special hematologist. But they tried to obfuscate that when they finally got the things back, there were some values that were out of order. And she's like, yeah, but the person I talked to said that that was fine.
Oh, we've got
And
sex
so
scandal
were you
face
the one
again.
that made the decision to instruct the Timms to head down to CHOA for the additional testing and lab work?
After our regional director had been contacted, we were told, my supervisor and I were told to get with the family and have them to take him ASAP for that.
Okay, so that was an instruction that you and your supervisor received. And who did y'all receive that instruction from?
That would have been from our regional director through our director to us.
What?
Okay, and who was your regional director in January of 2022?
Danny
Well,
Knuckles.
that's been my question. Why did it go all the way up to the regional director? Did Garcia call the regional director?
Are they like pen pals or something? Do they like go to the, oh my God, they probably go to the coven meetings together. That's
probably
it.
do.
Evidence of witchcraft and deviltry.
We don't have the witch on the bingo card today. Damn it.
I've got evidence of witchcraft or devil worship, and I'm checking it off because I now think that the regional director is wearing the black robes and like meeting with these people at the monthly, I don't know, where do they go? Like the Shriners? Do they go to the Shriners?
The Elk
bar
Lodge.
to do it? The Elks Lodge.
The Knights of Columbus. I changed
All
my
those Mason places.
The Masons. The Masons rented out to the coven of the child abuse doctors and DFACs on the weekends.
Oh,
I mean, why is the regional director? Why is the regional director powwowing?
That's my
on
that's
this?
my big issue. Again, this is a case where from all information, why would a regional director get involved in a case like this? This doesn't
And why
make
would
sense.
the doctor? Why would the Erlanger? It was the Erlanger, that awful woman with the wig. Why would she call the regional director who had never been in the house, who had never laid eyes on the kid? And that one in Erlanger, I don't think, did she ever see him either? I think Carrie said she didn't. That she did not see him. This was just her
Yeah, I don't
talking to
think
the
so.
pediatrician. So these are
Yeah.
people who never looked at the baby, did not look the parents in the eye, weren't in the house. But she, instead of calling the caseworker who was in the house, she calls the regional director to like, I have no idea.
Demand that they take this child away. I mean, again, and she went to she Karen'd her way into child kidnap. I mean, she's like, if you don't do something, I'm going to use my credentials as a doctor. I haven't got, this, child abuse, label, but I've taken some classes.
Oh my
Again,
God.
what do they have on this director that made them break protocol this much?
I want to know who the director is, because as soon as I find her, I'm putting a Karen wig on her.
Yeah.
And I believe that
She might
Mr.
already have
Hood
one.
asked you about.
She might.
This was you weren't.
Wait,
and I
did she
believe
say
as
who it
of-
was?
It was your regional director in
Not
January
yet.
of 2022.
Danny Knuckles.
Danny Knuckles? No, come on. Danny Knuckles sounds like a mobster.
I thought it was Knuckles.
You've got to be kidding me. Danny Knuckles.
The names in
Danny
this is great.
Georgia DFCS. Nuh-uh, Danny Knuckles. Come on now.
This is great.
How do we spell this? Does anybody know how to spell Danny Knuckles? Because oh my God. Here's the organization chart. I think I might have found it.
Ooh. Please tell me he looks like his cats hate him.
Look at this. The organizational chart is literally blank. Look at
You've got to be kidding.
No,
This-
look. DFCS, Georgia Department of Human Services, organization chart. There's nothing here.
And apparently EBT is offline right now too. So
And what is EBT? What even
it's
is
like
that?
food stamps or your kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
the benefits, but that's also, it can go for child support and things like that. So that's
I love
helpful.
how there's no information on here at all. I mean, why do this, DFAX? Why even have a page that says organization chart and then there's nothing there? Like, what is this? Is this like a money laundering thing? Like, why is this like a fake page? What are we doing here?
Was Georgia built on top of an ancient like burial ground, like pet
Maybe.
cemetery? Is this all a, Stephen King Derry, Maine kind of thing? Is Pennywise there? Because this is the only thing that's making sense.
Danny Knuckles. Danny Knuckles
go
sounds
back
like the
and
guy
listen
that you hire to, get your money.
Let's
He's
listen
also
to
good
the
with
name one
college
more time.
loans.
I thought she said Nopals,
All right. Maybe we.
like locals, but with an
Regional
N.
director in January of 2022.
Danny Knuckles.
Nope,
Sure sounded
Danny
like
Knuckles.
Knuckles to me. All right, hold on. I know how we might be able. I wonder if Carrie's not here, so she can't tell us. But I wonder if they're going to call Danny Knuckles to the stand. I'm going to go find out. Let's see. Let's go to the YouTube. The YouTubes
And-
by way of the internet.
Gail, we weren't making fun of the Shriners. We were making fun of the evil people that were taking away children. We don't think that the Shriners are a coven.
We don't. We were just. I was
No,
just
we know that they
talking
help
about
kids.
organizations that wear funny hats. That's all. Okay, Messner's going to testify. This other doctor, let's see, Morgan Wilson. She's a nurse. Lisa Hutchinson. Dr. Vidya Krishnamurti. Dr. Gerald Pels. Kathy Stevens. No, none of these people are Danny Knuckles. Huh. We've got Dr. Verena Brown. I can't wait for her. Oh my God. Verena Brown is notorious. She is a notorious child abuse pediatrician who takes kids all the time. And wait till you see her visage. It is terrifying. Dr. Paula Dixon, Nicholas Appleton, Jay Coleman. Where is Danny Knuckles? She's not on the list.
Wait, so who was this? Was the because I'm looking up the director of what at what time?
She's the regional director. Oh,
For
Jennifer says
2000
it's okay. Jennifer Williams says we're spelling it wrong. It's Nuckolls, and it's Danny with a Y. All right, let's try that. Jennifer is not going to be able to join us today because she's in the car, and she said she thought it would be annoying if she was streaming from the car, but she's listening, so she's helping us out. Let's
Thank
see.
you, because we were confused for a minute.
Knuckles. Is this a man? Is this not a woman? Oh, it is a man. It is.
An eye more
Oh my
for a
God,
woman
he is a
than-
Is he in the mafia? What's happening here? Is he? I'm looking for. I see a LinkedIn page. I wonder if this is him. Yeah, Gail, we like the Shriners. We were just teasing. I was just teasing about people, those organizations who wear funny hats. They do great work for children's hospitals, I believe. No, this guy's in Los
But you
Angeles.
should be able to make fun of everybody. If not, then you're probably in a cult.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair point.
If you can't make fun of them, you're probably in a cult. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, and
everybody. No cults.
yeah.
I'm not finding him though. He does sound like an enforcer, Danny Knuckles. Yeah. Let's see. Wait, Celestial says link above. Did you find him or something? Wait, what did I miss?
Oh, I found it. Well, I found his email.
Oh, really? Well, don't
Because
email
I
him.
found I
God's
found a
sake.
chart.
Do not reach
I
out
don't want
or
him
email
coming.
any
I don't
of these
want him coming.
people.
I don't want him coming to my house.
No, I found a chart.
Oh God, I found him. I found him. The DFCS put him on their Facebook page.
Good Lord.
They literally put him on their Facebook page. These dumbasses. All right, hold on. I got to move this screen over here so we can see this. All right, here we go. Georgia Division of Family Services. So he's the one with the shiny head. This is Danny Knuckles. This is the regional director who Karen'd his way into this case. I can't wait to put a Karen
he's
wig
a
on him.
dude, Karen.
He's a Karen.
Oh my God. Get the Kate +8. I want the peacock behind. I want everything. I want a Stanley Cup. I want Lululemon, leggings.
And of course he's being given an award. Because that's what you do. That's what they do. When these corrupt workers take babies from innocent families and they get proven in court to have done bad things, they just give them awards and they give them promotions. They move them out of the department they were in and they move them into a new department so they can hurt other people. It's bizarre.
You can always fail upward in the government. That's my slogan for President 2028.
Oh my gosh. All right, memers, get busy. We want to see Mr. Knuckles here in a Karen wig. Okay. You have your assignment. Do not disappoint me. Post it on locals.
Go forth and meme.
Go forth and meme. Yes. Oh shoot. I meant to hit the wrong button. Oh no, I didn't. Here we go.
And I believe as Mr. Hood asked you about, this was, you weren't ordering them to go to CHOA. You were, I guess, telling them that you were strongly advising them to go to CHOA?
Right, because that had been requested, yes.
Okay. And did they have any hesitation
Requested,
in
my
complying
ass.
with this request?
No, they went.
Okay. Do
And
you
I think
recall?
Mr. Tim's parents went with them as well.
Okay. And do you recall anything about the weather that day by any chance?
No.
Okay. Did you?
That's good to know. Celestial Force, I just saw that PDF document too about what the regional directors make. And Celestial Force says in 2023, Daniel Knuckles earned $102,391. That's over $100,000 of taxpayer money. Not very well spent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have got the See You Next Tuesday of the Year award. Yep. That's the award he
Yes.
should have gotten. Because, yeah, he's a cunt nugget for doing what he did to these people. And I can't believe that he wasn't called to the stand because I really want to know, why did he get involved? Why?
What's the male version of a Karen? Is it a Kyle?
Ken, I thought.
Is
I'm
it
just
Ken?
calling him
Kyle.
I think it's better to just call him a Karen, frankly.
We could call them
Yeah.
Marins.
Marin?
God. Like Merce's?
What a Marin.
Like the man's ear?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yes.
Recall them having
Like the
any
Merce.
concerns about traveling down to
Merce.
Atlanta in the weather?
I don't remember.
Okay. And did you give them this instruction in person or over the phone?
Over the phone.
Okay. And did you tell them anything about packing a bag for Jameson or bringing his car seat or, I mean, of course he would have to bring his car seat, but his stroller or his overnight bag or anything else?
No.
Okay. Did you give them any kind of expectations at all about would they be staying overnight or how long they might anticipate to stay at CHOA?
No.
Okay. So if I have this right, you said we are asking y'all to take Jameson down to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta for a head CT scan and a skeletal survey, right?
That's what they were asking. And that they would have to do that. They had to go through the ER to do that.
Okay. And so when you say they were asking, is that DFAC supervisors?
That was what was being requested from the doctors.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to get a sense of when you were speaking to the Timms, were you conveying that DFACS wants you to do this or the doctors want you to do this or both?
Both.
Okay. So both DFACS and the doctors want you to take the baby to CHOA.
They weren't asking.
Okay. Now, did you go down to CHOA?
No.
Did anybody from the department go down to CHOA?
No.
Okay. Was anyone from the department asked to go down to CHOA on January 13th?
No.
Do you know how Detective Jody Faulkner from Calhoun Police Department ended up being the one to go down to CHOA?
That goes back to us working cases together jointly. He went.
Okay. But do you remember?
Wait, Jody's a boy?
I don't know.
Do you remember why he went and not someone who was a social worker or a DFACS liaison or representative?
With CHOA, we do have a DFACS liaison that is there. And so she was there.
And when you say we, is that Gordon County?
Well, probably for the state. I mean, if they're dealing with CHOA, there's a state DFACS liaison that works there at CHOA.
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering, was there anyone who had any personal contact with Jameson and Brady and Carrie from Gordon County who was sent down to CHOA to make sure that they had the information that was available to you after your home visit?
No, I didn't go.
So did you make any summary of the findings of your home visit and interactions with the Timms that could then be transmitted down to CHOA or taken with Detective Faulkner?
No, we may have verbally told them, the social worker, over the phone, but we didn't send anything in writing.
Okay. So do you remember you having a conversation with any social workers?
My supervisor at the time did.
Okay. And your supervisor, was that Ms. Stanfield?
Yes.
So Lori Stanfield.
God, so many supervisors.
And
So
so she would have been the
coughing.
one to have the conversation with the DFACS liaison at CHOA?
Yes.
And you would have conveyed to Ms. Stanfield the findings that you had made of the home environment with Brady and
Jameson on locals. Says Megan, I'm old, but why do they keep calling their department D-bags? Sounds about right.
That's it. When I'm president, DFACS is
I love
officially
that.
changed to D-bags.
D-bags.
I love that. Yes.
Oh my God.
And
You're
some
so
mountain is
right.
named Mountain Dew. Like, it's happening.
Just change Mount McKinley back change it to Mountain Dew. Because
Yeah,
Mom
and in
McKinley
the
did
summer, it's
change that.
Baja Blast.
I love it. Also, here's another meme we have on, how do I share this? Here we go. Another meme on local.
That looks appropriate.
I know. Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
Sad
birthday. Sad clown.
Sad clown.
Carrie and how Jameson was in no distress and taking a bottle just fine and all of that?
Yes.
Okay. So you conveyed that to Ms. Stanfield. Do you know if she conveyed that information to the DFCS liaison prior to any treatment or intake of Jameson Timms?
I don't know.
Okay. So that you conveyed it to her and you don't know.
Well, we staffed the case and she knew about it. So, but what she conveyed to somebody else, I don't know.
Right. Of course. Okay. So did you have any conversations directly with any of the folks involved in caring?
JKD Buck, if unenthusiastic Handy had a face, that would be it.
Yes.
Caring for Jameson Timms
Would it be defamation if we put her picture and that on a t-shirt? Because I would wear the hell out of that.
It wouldn't be defamation, but it would be copyright infringement, unfortunately.
Damn it.
No.
Can I say the
not
names in
directly.
this case?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Hold on.
what?
The names in this case are giving me Charles Dickens vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we even have like the
Yes.
Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
I'm like, what part of the Matrix have we stumbled into today?
Well, is there the simulation does not disappoint on the bingo card, on anybody's bingo card? Because if there is, we can check that off. I don't have it on mine, but it could be on somebody
It's
else's.
not on mine today.
It's not on
No,
yours today.
but I mean, it's like at every turn we continue to get evidence that he's a happy, well cared for baby. Take him away.
Take him away. God, this is so sick. Oh, look, she's making the face again.
The face again. What is it with these faces?
It's because this is how you know they're losing and they're guilty. This is the guilty, I'm guilty face. I did it and I got caught with my pants down face.
I don't know.
That's
The
it.
puppy in that one looks like the Indian dad who's really disappointed in you. You guys know the bald Indian dad
Look,
that's
here's another
disappointed?
one. Wait, where'd it go? Here's the other. Look, this was in the Kowalski case too. This guy made the face too. You know, this is the face that all child napping abusers make.
Yes.
Well, when you say not directly, we
Wait,
know that's going to pique our interest.
Yes, I was on the phone.
Wait,
when
what
they
piqued
were
our interest?
made
I got to
aware
get that whole
of-
question. What is piquing our interest, Catherine? What is it?
Okay. Well, when you say Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, any of the folks involved in caring for Jameson Timms at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta?
No, not directly.
Okay. Well, when you say not directly, we
Wait,
know that's going to pique our interest.
Yes, I was on the phone when they were made.
Wait, what was the question? Did you talk to anyone directly there? I'm sorry. I didn't go back far enough. Now I have to do it again. Hold on.
So did you have any conversations directly with any of the folks involved in caring for Jameson Timms at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta?
No, not directly.
Okay. Well, when you say not directly, we
Wait,
know that's going to pique our interest.
Yes, I was on the phone when they were made aware of the child needing to be removed based on the injuries.
You were on the phone with who?
So you were on the phone with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta when the decision to remove Jameson from the custody of Brady and Carrie was made?
Yes, we let them know that we had gotten custody of the child, and the DFCS liaison went in the room with the parents to let them know, and we were on the phone in case there were any questions or anything came up.
Okay.
Nervous scratching. This is her tell. This is the second time I've caught her doing this. This is her tell when she is holding back something, when she knows she's skating around something she knows she's not supposed to say. She has to scratch her face. Watch
she wiggles.
again.
She
She
wiggles.
watch. Look
Yeah.
at this is it. This is the tell. It's right here. If you're a poker player and somebody's doing this, you know what it means.
Liaison went in the room with the parents to let them know, and we were on the phone in case there were any questions or anything came up.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
The lies are itching my skin.
And you believe this was on January 14th that this occurred?
Yes.
Okay. Would it have been in the early morning hours of January 14th or maybe late at night on January 13th?
It would have been on 1/14, probably after lunch, would be my guess.
Okay. And why would you say that would be your guess?
Because we had scheduled, the reason I say it would have been after lunch.
You scheduled
the
the
detective and
kidnapping?
he had scheduled with the parents to meet with them at his office at
You
5:30.
scheduled your kidnapping?
And that was back here in Gordon County?
Yes, and that was on 1/14. And the child had been removed prior to that. So it was right before lunch or right after lunch.
Okay. Well, so I suppose there would be two different points that we're talking about here. One is where the department makes the decision to take custody of Jamison. And the next part would be when Brady and Carrie were informed of that decision that y'all had made. And those happened at two separate times, right?
Yeah, we would have asked for custody first and then notified the parents.
Okay. And so do you remember, as exact as you can make it, what was the point where y'all asked for custody of Jamison?
After we had received information that the child had multiple healing fractures to his ribs, and that there was a fracture, a compression fracture to the 10th thoracic vertebrae.
Now, were you ever given the opportunity to view any of these scans where there were allegedly these multiple healing fractures and a compression fracture?
No.
So you never viewed any of the x-rays yourself?
No.
Okay. Did it surprise you to hear that about Jamison when you had just seen him the day before and he seemed perfectly happy?
To be honest, yes, I was surprised.
She's honest. At
Yeah.
least there's that.
That really would be the best play for her, to just be like, yeah, I didn't think they should take him, and it was the supervisors, and just name and shame them. I don't really know why she's, I guess she wants to save her job or whatever. But ma'am, let me just say something, April. You'd be a hero if you did that to people. You would be a hero. You would be the kind of caseworker that we would say we need in these organizations and that we want in these organizations. But you know what we don't want in these organizations? We don't want somebody who knows what is happening is wrong and does nothing. And then even when they're under oath on the stand, even when now the jig is up, you can't even say, I know this should not have happened. And here's what I heard. Here's what they said. And just go out on a limb. You'd be a whistleblower. You would be protected by law for doing that. In a government agency, they can't fire you for that. You'd have a hell of a lawsuit if they tried.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell the truth. Come forward. And you know what, April? It's not too late. It's not too late to come forward because you still work in that organization. And there are still families that your organization is doing this to. And they are going to court soon. And we're going to cover those too. April, be a hero. Go dig up some shit on these people and release it. You know what? You want my email, April? Contact me. I'll take your I won't even say you did it. Send me some shit. I'll put it out there. Because this is absurd. And in a person like you, who's been there for 30 years, I don't believe for 1 second that she doesn't, and on some level, believe in her job, right? She wanted to help children. That's why she got into this. And April, you didn't. You know that in this case that your organization harmed this child. So, and they're harming others. And if you have evidence of that, send it to me. meganfox.writer@protonmail.com. You'll be a hero. You'll be a whistleblower. I'll protect your identity. I won't tell anybody that you gave it to me. Or you can just come out and tell what happened here. Because you should be protected by whistleblower laws. If they are doing something, if they are doing things that are violating the rights of your clients, you have a right to say something. You do not have to be quiet. None of these people, and I'm calling on all of you Georgia DFCS caseworkers who are decent and good human beings. I'm calling on all of you right now. Those of you who are watching these things, I know there's a bunch of you in there right now who know what's going on. And you've seen your supervisors behave abominably. And you may have emails. You may have evidence that these people are skirting the rules and that they're violating people's rights and they're acting prejudicially towards people. You need to come out and tell. Come to the press. I will write an exclusive on pjmedia.com. I will write it, we will expose it, and we will send it to the lawmakers in Georgia to do something about it. Because now is the time. Because in Georgia, people are pissed. You have a moral obligation. Thank you, Boosh. That's right. You have a moral and ethical obligation to come forward. And if you don't, and you end up on the stand, I'm going to roast the shit out of you for the rest of your life. Like you're going to become a meme. And April, I don't want to make you a meme. I think maybe you're a good person under there. I really do. 30 years in that organization, I don't think that she hates children. I don't think she wants to steal your kids. I think she knows that they did something wrong and she just didn't say anything about it. You could still fix it. You could still fix it.
Now, as a longtime employee of DFCS, are you familiar with the new protocol that was released by Department of Human Services on February 14th of this year?
I think we're maybe talking about the same thing, but yes, I think I know what you're talking about.
And is that the protocol that says for all cases of where serious child abuse is alleged that parents should be given the opportunity for a second medical opinion?
Right. And it would be at the parent's expense if they chose to do that. Yes.
Okay. And does that protocol also provide that all treating child abuse pediatricians should review the entire medical history of the child and sign off on a medical attestation form if they are coming up with a diagnosis of non-accidental injury?
Now, I'm not aware of that part of it. I'm aware of what, of our role and what parents can and can't do.
Okay. But this was not in place at the time when Brady and Carrie Timms were seeking to get second medical opinions, was it?
No, it was not.
Was it hard for them to get second medical opinions?
I honestly do not know.
Were you involved in any of that later process after Jameson was transitioned from foster care to his paternal aunt to his grandparents?
I was involved when he went from the foster home to his aunt's home. But after that, I was not.
Okay.
Well, they do that a lot where
Were you involved in Jameson's case after he was transferred to his aunt's home? And I believe that was late January of 2022.
I did the initial home visit to check their home out. I believe I did that on 1/21. But after that, I did not go back to their home for anything.
Okay. All right. And is there anything else that you observed about Jameson Timms or his interaction with my client or her husband that you haven't already told the jury about today?
No.
So this is, you've covered it all.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hunt. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bernard. Ms. Fox, anything else? Or Ms. Wall, anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. Just to clarify, Ms. Hunt, on the discoloration of the sleeper, do you know what the discoloration came from?
No.
Okay, you don't know what caused anything that might be discolored on that?
No.
Okay. Now,
what the hell is she saying? What does she think it was? We know that it was coconut oil, but why is that important to her? What does she think that discoloration was? What is the accusation here?
It's showing that he was in a dirty outfit and that they were not changing it or like giving him.
But they're not.
That's what it's implying to me. But it's not.
They didn't charge them with any
that
kind
way.
of neglect.
No.
She's just trying to paint them in a bad light.
She realized
That's all she's trying to do.
Well, I think she realized, and the jury might have done something when she asked her, was there discoloration? And the jury must have done something or made some look that she really felt like she had to clarify this. Like, well, but you didn't do like a CSI swipe to make sure it was impetigo, did you? So I think she might have seen the jury react to something.
That's possible. That's possible. And
The judge looks annoyed.
Oh, does she? Oh, she does.
Look at her face.
She does look annoyed. All right, we can.
I'm checking it off.
You can check that off. I don't have judges annoyed on mine. Darn it. I kind of like this that I have the bingo cards are all different. Some people have different things because it's harder to win.
You mentioned these
got
staffings.
How's your blood pressure?
It's still fine.
Where we talk with our supervisor.
Although I will say, my dislike for this prosecutor law is starting to grow. We're not at hate yet, but that moment with the discoloration thing, yeah, I feel it. I feel it creeping in. She's starting to get on my nerves.
She's too close to the sun.
Yep.
Over what we have found or did not find in a home.
Okay. And now you were talking about staffings, or are there additional staffings where other parties are involved?
Yes.
Okay. Did any of those occur in this case?
They did, but like I say, some of the medical stuff at the hospital, I was not involved in that staffing.
Okay. But there were staffings to your knowledge that took place?
Yes.
Okay. And would that have included your supervisor?
Yes.
If you were not involved?
Correct.
Okay. And now, you said you didn't see the x-rays. Would you have known what you were looking for on the x-rays?
No.
Okay. All right. No further questions.
Thank you, Ms. Law. Anything else? Mr. Hood of this witness.
Very good. The mark that you noticed on the face is one mark. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And make sure that I understand your testimony correctly. Y'all, when I say y'all, I mean you, the department, were told that they had seen what appeared to be healing fractures.
How Georgia is
that
this
blood
trial,
had been
we
taken,
defined y'all.
and that the blood was.
You know, I like that Carrie told us that, you know, she hired him specifically and purposefully for the good old boy connection. And so I can't tell you how much joy it gives me to hear him say, so y'all are just a bunch of idiots, right? That's what we're saying here. Y'all, when I say y'all, I mean, that's so funny.
Well, you do have to clarify in the South which y'all you're referring to.
Yeah, because there's y'all, Mama Nam, Ewins, all y'all's.
Too funny. All y'all.
Were told that they had seen what appeared to be healing fractures, that blood had been taken, and that the blood was going to be sent off and tested for some purpose. Is that correct?
That there was going to be further testing, yes.
And that the results of that testing would probably not be back for weeks or months. Is that correct?
Some of the testing.
Okay. And so from the time that you were told that, how many hours went by before these two were escorted out of that hospital by a security guard?
I honestly do not know.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Ms. Bernard, anything else?
don't believe we have any further questions.
All right. Well, we got through April Hunt's testimony. And again, my main takeaway is she seems to be somebody who knew there was something wrong going on and did not stand up and say anything about it, and still does not have the strength of her spine to say it on the stand. That she's holding back something.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's what
agree.
I
She
think.
seemed very conflicted testifying.
That's what I thought the
Which was
whole time.
weird.
She saw no issues, but then
How did it go to abuse from no issues?
Yeah, I still get caught up on why was the regional director involved in what was clearly a case that was being handled, an insignificant case. So and I don't mean it insignificant in that Jameson isn't important, but a case that wouldn't have required higher ups in any other situation. Why was this case specifically targeted out? Is it because
Carrie, do you
the
know? Oh, sorry. Go
Harpin
ahead, Mo.
name carries weight, and does she have a pattern of referring people to CHOA for abuse? I
are
mean,
you
what is going on?
talking about Sarah Harbin Picket?
Yes,
Mhm.
and does her word carry a lot of weight because it was a big
I don't think it was
Harpin is a
her.
big
No, it wasn't her who called the regional director. It was the
Carla
Erlinger
Garcia.
woman. It was Garcia.
Well, yes, but it was on Harpin's kind of cooperation as well. So does her name carry weight? And then,
Oh, because she's like
Garcia would
her name is
say,
on a bunch of medical centers.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I
well,
feel like Garcia has a relationship with that regional director. Carrie, why was Danny Knuckles not brought to the stand?
I don't even know who Danny Knuckles is. I couldn't tell you. If he was standing in front of me, I couldn't tell you who he was. So, and we never
He's the
spoke with him.
he's the regional director that made the
Right.
decision. It sounds like he's the guy at the top, and I want to know, how did it get there? Did your lawyer ever try to depose him or anything?
No.
Well, speaking of depositions, do you have those recorded, and do we get to see them?
We did none. We did no depositions.
Oh, you didn't?
wow.
Really?
Wow.
That's a
Interesting.
choice. That's so you're telling me that your lawyers went into trial without knowing how these people were going to answer the questions?
Yes.
That's unheard of.
Wow.
Did they do that to save you money?
I had no idea that it was an option. I didn't know if it was required. Like I said, I had a traffic ticket at 18 speeding.
Right.
So I didn't know how this worked.
Well, I'm just
We were
shocked
never
that
asked.
shocked that they did that.
To be fair, these witnesses don't have anything. They're not saying anything. So like what would a
There was
lawyer
some
even prep for? Just their bullshit?
No, but there were a couple of admissions. I mean, yesterday and today, especially in with this Danny Knuckles guy, finding out that the regional director was involved. That would have been something you find out in a deposition, and then you call him. You
Right.
call him to get to the bottom of
I
what
guess
was
you
your
could work off
conversation.
of affidavits. I mean,
Yeah, but I
guess
mean,
you
I
could
just
do that.
I'm surprised. That would be something that you would do in discovery. So
Well,
so you have everybody that you need. And I would have wanted Danny Knuckles on the stand. I want to know, what's your relationship with Garcia? What was the conversation? Who called who? And why did you send down an order to take this child away from this family when all your staff worker, your caseworker said there was no danger?
Agreed.
So
Well,
what
and this
changed
is-
your mind?
This is the terrifying part, because we have no transparency. There is no way for the public to demand, hey, you work for us. Why were you involved in this case? We wouldn't have known it if she hadn't slipped up. All of these things are internal and they grade themselves. I mean, again, we wouldn't have known any of this if this case hadn't gone to trial. So this is terrifying that these agencies act with such authority, have such authority to ruin families. And we as the public, it's like pulling teeth to try to get any sort of accountability or transparency. Something has to give.
Right. And I heard you earlier say that you wish that all of these phone calls would have been recorded. If we could have had just, 20% of these phone calls that you hear referenced throughout this entire trial, if we could have had a sliver of a recording, it would answer so many questions.
Well, I think but look, they act as police power. So why aren't they required to wear body cams and record everything? Because when they violate, if they violate your rights, that should be discoverable. Also, so Jennifer Williams says Georgia doesn't do depositions. I don't think that's true, though. I mean, depositions are in every state. That it's in the criminal justice system. I mean, you have a right to gather sworn testimony of witnesses before the trial. Yeah. I mean, it's actually here. I looked it up in Georgia's Civil Practice Act. In all civil cases and criminal, they can do it. It's in there. So I don't really understand, because depositions totally help your attorney prepare by revealing evidence that they might need.
But there was no evidence. So
there was Danny Knuckles. There's Danny Knuckles. Danny Knuckles should have been on the stand. I want to know who called who. Like, he seems to be a really important witness here. The regional director. That's something that they would have found out. Brittany, that's not true. Massachusetts does depositions. We've seen them. We've seen them in Boston court. Everybody does depositions. There were depositions in the Karen Reed case, weren't there? Had to be.
Yes. I do.
Of course, I don't remember seeing any in the trial.
I mean,
don't remember seeing
not a
any
legalologist or nothing.
Yeah, I don't think we don't normally watch depositions just because it's like pre-court.
Yeah,
but sometimes they come up. Sometimes they come up in the trial when you don't want to call a witness, but you can use something from the deposition, or you can use the deposition statements they made months ago to disqualify them from what they're saying on the stand now. Right. That's how you catch them lying.
Is it not true that you said this in your deposition? However, it is your testimony today.
Can you find out, Carrie, why depositions weren't done in your case? Because, it's very rare. I don't think I've ever watched a criminal case or seen or a civil case, for that matter, that didn't have depositions. I mean, that's so strange.
I can find out. I'll do some research and find out.
Jennifer says they just don't. Out of every family we support, none do depositions by choice. Oh, man, I wouldn't. I would do. Depositions are the best part to me, because you get them on the record before they have to go to trial. And then between then and trial, if they're lying, they're going to screw up on the stand. And that's how you get them.
Oh, we get them anyways. Just wait. You get them.
Oh, good.
Well,
good.
You get them.
But it would have been nice to have the director come down and have to explain himself. Like, okay, what was the catalyst for you getting involved in this case? Well, I care for every child because I am a passionate male feminist. And then you say, sir, I didn't ask for your horoscope, and that's terrifying. And then you say, but why did you get involved? I love children.
Who got you involved? What incentive did you have to get involved? Yeah.
One of my absolute favorite pastimes is watching depositions. My friend Sean McMillan, who's an attorney in California who sues CPS all day long, he has a YouTube channel where all he does is watch show his depositions to the chat. It's great. I watch those like I used to watch Dallas back in the day. They are fantastic.
Hold on, Brady's here. So Brady is saying, sorry, I'm going to give him a headphone so he can
Hey, Brady.
Okay. Hold on, he can't hear you guys. I'm hogging it. Here you go. So he's saying that the conversation for Danny Knuckles was actually instituted by Sarah Harbin Picket, that she's the one that talked to Garcia and went over the head. And she said, I knew it.
So
the way I understand the conversation went was after April came to the house, talked to us on the 13th. I don't know if DFCS contacted Harbin Picket back and said, this is what it went. April told me this is not child abuse. Y'all need to take a parenting class or something and get them off your back.
Those were her exact words, by the way.
So it sounds like something she would say. It's not a phraseology that's out of
right.
Because when when I do look at things and I look at them logically and from a 50-foot, that sounds like something exactly a social worker would say. I've had social workers say it to me, like, I don't even know why I'm here. I'll take pictures and then I'm just going to leave. Like, I don't even know why I'm writing a report about this.
Right.
Right. So when that got back to Harp and Picket, that the defects just says it's not a child abuse case.
It wasn't good enough.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't good enough. Made her mad. She went above and beyond, made some phone calls. Danny Knuckles got involved. So that's where Danny Knuckles came in.
So what do you think Harbin Picket, why do you think Harbin Picket has high contacts within DFCS? She's not a child abuse pediatrician. She's just an average pediatrician. Where is she socializing with these people? Well, why does she have these contacts, do you think?
Probably her last name. Harbin is
there it is. There it is.
Huge.
Look up Harbin Clinic, like Rome, Georgia. Harbin, like look up Harbin in Rome, Georgia. And that's all you need to see right there.
Okay, but here's the problem with that is that if she has a significantly higher statistical rate of DFCS stuff, that is, again, something that prospective patients need to be aware of.
Oh, they are now.
Yeah.
Well, but you
Good,
picked
good.
her because she had, really good reviews. And I bet a lot of other prospective parents, wanting the best for their child, pick her without realizing that they were stepping to almost a pre-sprung trap. And
Agreed.
that's terrifying.
Agreed. When I shared her video itself, like just her trial testimony, I heard from a very reliable source that 40 parents in one day called her office to have all of their charts moved to a different doctor.
Fantastic.
I'm talking
good.
4-0?
Yes, 4-0.
Wow.
That's
One day.
great.
So one
She should
person
lose
after
all of her patients. She should lose them all. Who the hell is still going to a woman who would do something like this to
the ones that do this
over
or this.
impetigo and a tongue tie thing that she irritated with a tongue depressor? This is ridiculous. But she should lose all of her patients.
The Harbins are like the equivalent of the Alberts in Canton.
Yes.
Yep.
What?
Yes. That's what we were.
They have like a whole community named after them, and like they're
great.
senators, and like they own all the companies, and
why she's upgraded
it's
that
her.
name.
She's got a god complex. That bitch.
I still contend I'm surprised that someone married and bred with that woman because, I mean, you get a
have $1
mean
billion.
donkey, you don't breed her.
Well, that dude whoever married her was smart because she has $1 billion.
Still, you have to wake up to that face. Ooh.
Yeah, that's.
Well, maybe you just never get your eyes
every day
checked.
for the
You
rest of your life for
never
$1
wear
billion.
glasses.
He's proudly happy he contracted glaucoma.
It's bad though because I went to a play in the town over where she lives for my niece. I can't with that. I can't. But we went to a play in a town over, and the lady that I went with, her child was in the play. I was there supporting them, and she pats me on the leg, and she's like, "Just so you know, Dr. Harbin has a child that goes to the school, so you're probably going to see her here." And I was like, "Great, fabulous." So it's like she's very well known in the community. She came highly recommended to us. That's why we went to her to begin with. And the first few appointments with her were great. And then, it's not just us. Whenever that came out, you can look at my social media post that has just her video, and it's horror story after horror story. She ignored someone's tumor that ended up being cancerous. This woman.
Wait, where is this? Where do you have these?
It's on
comments?
my Facebook. It's on my Facebook page. So
let's read them.
So it's on my Facebook page, and if you'll scroll down, you'll see Sarah Harbin Pickett's. It was last week that I had posted hers, but there's another post that I did that's just screenshots of family after family, and you can read, and it's horrifying to know.
I wonder what her numbers are compared to other pediatricians.
Slightly going down, I guess.
I meant turning cases over.
Oh,
Well, yeah, because that's what I want to see. I want to see a statistical analysis, and that's why transparency in DCYF needs to be. because it doesn't have to be, released to the public. But if they internally are looking at this, or a watchdog agency, why is it that there is, I mean, I would think the bigger scare would be that why is Georgia having so many cases of osteogenesis imperfecta? Why is that happening? I would think that would be a bigger issue than, why, I mean, but it's multifactorial, but I would think that that would be a cause for concern.
So, I don't know if I can get closer. Let's see. So you made this is the post, right?
Correct. That's one of the posts, yes.
Okay. So, wow. So these are the comments here that you got?
Those are just a couple, and I redacted obviously for people's HIPAA violation. Didn't want that to happen, but yes.
So like 40 parents called and had their kids' medical records released to different doctors. Dr. Harbin is losing so many patients after everyone has seen her testimony. I didn't want to post on your post because we're in active DFCS case. Dr. Harbin is obviously their pediatrician. She sent my child to the hospital for whatever and acted like it was something I was doing. And then it was proven that the doctor had something eating too much. So she was throwing up and losing weight. We had DFCS then, but they closed the case after 2 visits. Now the kid wasn't gaining fast enough, and we got sent to the hospital again. Once again, she wants to hold on to the fact that I have a history of PPD. What's PPD?
Postpartum
depression.
Which I never even said. She brought that up. That was never a thing in our case.
Well,
you cannot find that documented.
The fact is that as a healthcare provider, she should know that approaching a woman with, postpartum depression is an extremely delicate thing. And it's not something, again, that you want to treat lightly because of the horrible cases that we've seen with postpartum depression being ignored or shamed. Again, why is it the women that are supposed to be the biggest ladiest and helping women are the biggest see you next Tuesdays? And I'm talking to you nurses that were posting, after exams. Gross.
And they're saying they're making this family go through hoops and getting drug tested and stuff instead of trying to figure out what's wrong with their baby. This says she was once our doctor, went to an appointment with another doctor. The other doctor informed me that the child had a pretty good heart murmur. Doctor's words. I kept telling our doctor at the time something was wrong, but she kept saying he's just a big baby. He's going to breathe funny. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So when your kid is sick, they won't diagnose it. The new doctor informed me you could not miss his murmur or his asthma. We immediately switched to the doctor that diagnosed the murmur. I refused to let my kids be seen by her again. Wow. This one says, I was going to be quiet, but I'm not. This is the same doctor that kept telling my sister that my niece was underweight and not being fed enough at 10 months old. She swapped and was quickly diagnosed with Med-17, autism, and epilepsy. She took her knowing something wasn't right and wanted answers and never got them, just accusations of not being fed. Nothing can bring back all the time, but I'm so happy for y'all. This is terrible. These are horrible stories. I've always had a fishy feeling about her since we started going to Harbin Clinic. Saw her one time and I immediately switched doctors in the same building, but I told them I never wanted her to be my son's doctor or even on his care team. She kept saying was just acting his age. We swapped doctors immediately and got an autism referral. So this is a doctor who can't recognize signs of autism. This is the second.
Does she believe it isn't
Now the
real?
following one is about the tumor. My friend that has a child that, thank God, beat cancer.
Oh my God. I would love to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. This woman is a piece. When I tell you that she drug her feet about her tumor, I think back and I see myself just trusting her because she has doctor in front of her name. Oh my God. Look at how many of these there are.
These are just
After she repeatedly told me my son was fine, I went back to her with paperwork showing what my child was diagnosed with from visiting Floyd Hospital, and she ripped them up in front of me and said, "You still can't convince me? What? Put this woman in jail. I want her in jail."
She ripped up medical records?
Three
This
trips
is
to
why
her
people
office,
don't go
2
to
urgent
doctors.
cares, and 2 hospitals, and an overnight visit to CHOA. Everyone was on the same page except her. She is far from an expert. She needs to go to jail with Sally Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She literally needs to go to jail. This is sick. Lock her up right away, right to jail.
Right away.
I think we can get Megan's blood pressure medicine stops
Oh,
working.
Yep. Yep. You're right. I feel my face getting hot. Yep. You're right. Okay. Who's got the bingo card out? I think I lost my bingo
She's
card.
only
What am
missing
I
the
doing?
black hair dye. I mean, really.
That's true. I can't
That one will
believe
be
that.
there. You'll get that one.
Oh, are we going to get a Miss Claire all black box hair dye?
You'll
Because
probably have that one tomorrow.
All right, I'm going to have to update.
Not
the
tomorrow.
bingo
Tomorrow's
card.
Saturday.
All right, I have to remember to write down black hair dye on the next bingo card. God, it's amazing how these people are all the same. It's just so weird.
I
how
really
they're
would like
all
to see if we
the
could
same.
find out her numbers on how many referrals she's had compared to other pediatricians in the area.
Well, she testified that she was 100 cases over the last how many years? But she's
10.
downplaying that.
You know she is, and it was 10 years. To me, that seems like a lot of
That's
cases.
a lot. Even if you are downplaying, that is a lot.
Yeah.
So much.
Oh yes, Celestial Force. They were arrested. Yes.
Very much. Yes, we were arrested before our genetic testing even came back. So,
Well, and that's the other thing.
We didn't get indicted until that's another thing. So you guys referred to the email, right? That we sent to the prosecutor's office, or that Ryan sent to the prosecutor's office. During jury selection, the prosecutor gets up and she's huffy. It's Sharon Fox, the one with the longer hair. And I'm sure you loved her hair, by the way.
It looks like princess hair, but it's not appropriate for court. She should put it up.
No. But she was like, Your Honor, we had hundreds, the DA's office had hundreds of emails regarding this case. And I was like, yes, you did. But that was, so they started receiving hundreds of emails. This was 2 years after we were arrested. No indictment, no nothing. So we were told nothing, no, silent, keep silent. Well, when You Are the Power got involved, we decided, it's been long enough. Let's speak out. So when we started speaking out, people started sending emails. Within 2 weeks, boom, indictment.
Wow. That's retaliatory for sure.
Yeah.
They just don't see these people. This is the problem. And this is one of the reasons why I don't take family court cases anymore. And I won't tell those stories, because in 9 times out of 10, the families who did speak out that I would write about would get retaliated against by the judge. And I couldn't take it on my conscience anymore, because I started to feel responsible. I started to feel like the press is not helping them. The getting their story in the news is actually hurting them. They're getting worse treatment than they would if they never went to the media in the first place. Now, in your case, though, with You Are the Power, they're the first organization that I have ever witnessed, and I mean ever, who has had the success rate that they have had. So while you might be retaliated against in the beginning, it seems to work out because they keep the pressure on. I think, in the cases where I was bringing media attention, there was no organization behind it continuing the pressure. And so they would just ignore it and just retaliate hard against the parents. And what's one journalist going to do, to combat that? Absolutely nothing. So I just lost hope that it was ever going to change or be better. And Ryan's Spike's organization has really, it impresses the hell out of me.
What
really
sets them apart is they do it, and they tell you before you send an email, they'll give you the template, and they tell you to keep it respectful, because that's the last thing that someone wants to come in and open an email to you. Give the facts and keep it respectful, and that's the only way you can combat.
Oh yeah, because if you even have a tone,
yes,
of anger, they will claim falsely that they're getting death threats. Absolutely. I mean, we've seen this, and when we do letter writing campaigns here, I tell people the same thing. You save your outrage and the cursey words for social media, because if you send these people anything that is less than completely deferential and polite, they will make a ridiculous case out of it and say that they're being threatened.
Yes,
I mean, they are just. they're just awful. So yeah, they're right. They're doing a wonderful job, and I'm so proud of them for the work that they've done in bringing attention to all of this. Well, I think we have gotten through all the super chats except Wender Bendy, who's been here for 18 months. Thanks for being a member. Says, love these beautiful ladies. Well, we love you too. Thanks for being here. And I think we have one more super tip to get to, and it's a good one to wrap this up. I have to change the screen so you guys can see it. Let's see. The super tip is from Rickles64.
These people need to do better. Much, much better. It is inexcusable what the Timms survived.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff, for reminding us of that. It is inexcusable what you guys have survived. Carrie or Brady, do you have anything that you'd like to end on? Because we'll be wrapping it up here. I know, I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to hang out for long, Brady, but if you got anything you want to add, go right ahead.
One issue that I had, going back to April Hunt, she said that they always look for family. Well, we were escorted away from Jameson and the hospital, obviously. There was 4 family members right outside the hospital willing to go in and stay with Jameson. And they basically said, no, y'all can't do that. He's going to stay here tonight by himself.
Yes.
So that was a huge issue for me. 4 grandparents.
Isn't there a law? Isn't there a federal law that says they must try to place the child with family first? Isn't it called the Family First Act?
What is it called here?
Yes, but it's considered kinship placement,
Yeah.
but it's within the Family First Act.
Mm-hmm.
And why? What was their excuse for?
Well, he was still in the care of the hospital. He didn't get to go home. I believe she testified that he went home on the 14th. That's not accurate. He was not discharged until the 15th. He stayed the whole night without a nurse staying in there the whole time. He was left by himself at 3 months old, by himself without any kind of consolation from mommy or daddy or anybody else, a grandparent that could have stayed in there with him as we were drug out by an armed security guards. He had to pick me up off of the floor of that hospital. And I don't even remember walking out of there. And like my dad has told me several times, he owns a wrecker service. So he has seen parents rushing to cars where it's fully engulfed and they're trying to get their kids out. The parents are trying to get their kids out of a fully engulfed, and the wailing of the moms. He said that the noise that I made that day when I came out of the hospital was something he has never heard of in his entire life. They took my whole life, our whole life, and just like it was nothing. Like they went grocery shopping, put them in a grocery bag and walked off, and just there we were, left to fend for ourselves and repair for years and years and years. And then the financial toll on top of it, it's like you didn't have time to feel all of that, but now you have time to feel after the fight, but then you have to financially crawl and climb and climb. And he's working 12, 14, 16, and he never complains. He never complains about how hard he has to work for our family. And I am so thankful for that. And it's something that we should have never had to endure to begin with, but we are making the best of it. We're not here for sympathy. I want to raise awareness from one end to the other. Like, awareness is everything. And to give hope for people that are going through this, because you can make it. You stay strong. You stay together. You don't let people drag you apart. You stand in our family. God is first. God comes first, and we're a unit. And that right there is what kept us going this entire time. And it's going to help us keep going from here on out while watching and all you guys make fun of all these people near the trial.
Well, we are. I've just dropped the link again to your GoFundMe in the chat. And it's also, for those of you on the replay, it's linked in the description below. Please do send your support to this family.
Thank
you know, Brady, I know how difficult this must be for you, and the fact that you're working so hard to try to repair the damage that the state has done to you. This was not supposed to happen. It should never have happened, and it should never happen again. Right. And if we had to pay, if the government forced us to pay with our tax dollars to do this to this family, they forced the citizens of Georgia to pay for it. And I think that all of America can come together and send a couple bucks their way just to help repair that damage, because my God, they have completely stunted your ability to have financial support as you go into your retirement years too, because you two are in your prime earning years. And this is, and to just wipe out your savings, to just wipe out for nothing. It's awful. So if anybody can help support the Timms family, please do. The link is in the chat. And if you do not have money to donate, you can share it on your social media pages.
Yes.
Please share the fundraiser, because somebody out there may have a $20 to send, and anything helps. And the more eyeballs we get on it, the better. This family needs to be made whole. And if the government isn't going to do it, we need to do it. We should know better by now that the people have to do the things the government should be doing. And that's an unfortunate thing. The chat, of course, wants to know, can you sue them? I know this is a difficult and uphill battle. So why don't you answer them about this, suing them civilly for what they've done?
I can say the law is not on our side. Immunity is, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about that. Is the law is not on our side when it comes to suing for damages, even just to get back what we've paid or what we owed just to our attorneys. We could have paid off our house with what we've given, and with what we still owe, we could probably have a nice little condo on the beach somewhere. That's all I got to say. So, but no, their immunity makes it extremely difficult, if not impossible.
Now, this is what my friend Sean McMillan specializes in, 1983 cases, where it is he sues government for and hospitals for violating your civil rights. He practices in California and I think Arizona. He's trying to put together a team of lawyers all over the place who will do this, who will learn from him on how to do it, because he gets over these immunity hurdles all the time. I'll have to talk to him and see if he'd like to sit in with us sometime to watch part of this case, because I would love to hear his perspective on it and find out if he knows anybody in Georgia. But you're right. The hurdle, until we can smack down immunity, it's like impossible. We saw how hard it was in the Kowalski case. They were only allowed 7 days, 7 days of her false kidnapping and incarceration to go after the government. And they weren't able to actually even go after the government. It was just the hospital, and only for those 7 days because of immunity. And it's impossible. So we need to get rid of immunity laws. That's what we need.
Well, and the more eyes we get on this, the more we might be able to do actual legislative change.
Yes.
You know, if immunity is too high, then we start a grassroots campaign and we get the legislation changed. Because the sad thing is that even though Carrie and Brady made it out okay, there is another case in the pipeline. There are cases, that are being built right now that are going to tear up other families. And
Jennifer just told us the same prosecution team is doing it to another family with the same set of circumstances.
Yes, the Talons. They're very close to. We love their family. We love their family. I love their children. Beautiful family. They were there for almost every day.
Every day.
Almost every single day. They were there for the verdict, and they laughed with us. They cried with us. Beautiful family. Rachel Talon. I'm talking beautiful family, and they're just the next county over. Same prosecutors are doing this to them. Same hospital. Same doctors. It's the same. It's like the same story. You just take out and rearrange names. That's it.
Let's take a look at their story actually real quick here.
Beautiful family.
This is on youarethepower.net. Honestly, they're my favorite organization I've ever come across. It says, Wyatt and Rachel Talon are parents of 2 beautiful girls, have been falsely accused of abuse by doctors at CHOA, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The Talons' youngest daughter, Josie, accidentally fell off the couch. As a precaution and at the family pediatrician's request, Wyatt and Rachel took her to CHOA. They met Dr. Keely Iannelli, a fellow undergoing specialized training in child abuse pediatrics. Dr. Stephen Messner, we know him. He's going going to testify in this case, a child abuse pediatrician, did not physically examine Josie, but agreed with Dr. Iannelli's findings. Soon thereafter, the Talons' lives are turned upside down. Dr. Iannelli and Dr. Messner misdiagnosed Josie as having been abused, which led to the involvement of law enforcement and Georgia's Division of Family and Children's Services. Because of the misdiagnosis, Wyatt and Rachel were arrested, charged with felonies, and Josie was removed from the care of her parents. These are the same doctors who falsely claimed that the parents in Troup County, Georgia, abused their son. The parents' defects case and their criminal charges were later dismissed, discrediting both doctors. Dr. Messner is the same cap who also falsely accused Brady and Carrie Timms of abusing their son. Once again, he was discredited after a jury acquitted Timms, Brady, and Carrie were prosecuted by the Cherokee Judicial Circuit District Attorney's Office, the same office now prosecuting the Talons. Within 24 hours of the Timms verdict, DFACS closed its case against Wyatt and Rachel. And since the case closure, a well-respected orthopedic surgeon reviewed Josie's medical records and concluded the allegations of child abuse are strongly refuted by a medical history, bone findings at multiple sites, and lab values which are consistent with inadequate early bone mineralization. The Superior Court judge overseeing the Talon case, the same judge who handled the Timms case, has returned Josie to her parents' care. Wow, really?
Yes, yes.
But
She
wait,
actually
aren't they
said-
facing criminal charges?
Yes. So the babies are home, but they will not drop the charges. Tell me how that
What?
makes sense. Make it make sense. So the
Mother-
judge that
what?
oversaw our, so the lovely Judge Smith that oversaw our entire trial, she did not know that this mom and dad sat in for our trial, okay? And she listened to what they had to say during a hearing, a bond modification hearing. And she said, you guys didn't sit through the trial, talking to the gallery, everyone in the gallery. You guys didn't sit through the month-long trial that I just did to see what kind of negative effect that it has on these families, like I just did. She said, I'm not going to take that chance. And that judge, I want to say she read between the lines. I don't. She's a fair judge, but I believe she smells what people are stepping in, if you know what I mean. That's just
Well,
my.
it sure sounds like, it seems like it. I mean, thank God for her, but also if a judge in her position knows that that this is going on, she should be able to refer these doctors for prosecution. Here's the thing, Judge Smith, if you're listening, if these cases come before you, refer these doctors. Refer them to the county prosecutor. Of course, when the DA is involved in it, when the DA keeps doing, maybe can she refer the DA for prosecution?
What I don't understand is how is the DA and the judge at such a disconnect? Like the DA should take the judge's, like,
shouldn't the DA?
The judges
Shouldn't the DA be like, okay, the
That's
judge
the face
doesn't
I
think
had
this
for
is
3
going
years.
anywhere?
That is exactly how I felt for 3 years.
This is just insane. What is happening? Why is the prosecutor doing this? Why is the judge? I mean, the judge is awesome, but like, how is the prosecutor doing this when the judge is seeing everything?
I know it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. There's something wrong at the DA's office. Clearly, there's something wrong with
maybe there's some relationship there with the pediatrician.
Yeah. If you can, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, there, like, here's how you can help the Talons. There's email links and everything down there. Please help our friends. Please send those emails, because that family needs a miracle also. That DA's office needs to be well aware that it's being talked about.
Okay,
so they have their babies back, but the DA still has the charges against them.
Yes, and they haven't been indicted yet. They could just dismiss it, but it's not happening.
Oh my God. Okay, you guys, I just dropped the link in the chat for emailing the DA for the Talons. And if you go to that link, you click on this down here. Here's the template. This is the letter they want you to write. Now you can put your own, stuff in here, but it's better to just go with the template that they wrote, because they're very, very accurate.
Yes. And please keep it respectful. I ask that everyone I know you're angry. We're angry. We were angry. But please keep it respectful. Just look at those 2 baby girls. Keep it respectful for them, because they deserve their parents to not have to go through what we went through for so long. I mean, they need a good stable home where their parents aren't stressed every day, whether
Yeah.
not knowing if they're going to be indicted or not. They need this nightmare over. But
Yeah,
we're about to
chat.
have to
We don't have to do a letter writing campaign here because You Are the Power has done all the work. I would like you guys to just go to click this link and start sending those. They've already done all the work. They did the template for you. They gave you the email addresses. They're listed right there at the link. Please go there and do it. I'm going to send one today. And it doesn't matter if you're in another country. It doesn't matter if you're in another state. You know what I like to do when you're writing to another state or another country, you just tell them. You tell them right there in the email, I live in New York. And I'm hearing about your office all the way up here in New York. And you know what they really love when you say, I'm in the UK and I'm hearing about your office all the way in the UK and these terrible cases. And please do something. Please stop this.
Yes.
Please, because we're hearing about you all over the world. It does make a difference. And yes, if they have I wonder if they do have on my program. I really like when we do letter writing campaigns to do physical letters. So yes, I'm sure you could look up District Attorney Earl Newton's office address and send them a letter, a physical letter. I like it to look like Miracle of 34th Street so that they have to deal with paper. You know, really, it's so much more effective when paper is flying out of the fax machine, like the letters in Harry Potter through the door, and everyone in the office is like, "Oh my God, why do we have so many of these?" It helps because it's a physical reminder that like you're screwing up and people are pissed.
Yes.
Stop doing this.
Yes.
And so, you know what? I can do that for next time. I'll have the physical address for you guys next time, and I will give it out, and we will send physical letters to that office on their behalf, because this is outrageous and it's got to stop. And you know what? I'm going to send them a press inquiry myself, and I'm going to tell them, I'm going to be very specific with the DA's office and tell them that I'm currently showcasing their office and their behavior in the Timms case. And I will absolutely continue my coverage of their behavior in the next case too, if they choose to go forward with the talents. And I will not stop. I will turn my focus completely onto the district attorney's office that is doing this. And we will continue to do it until they stop this. I'm more than willing to do that. I have some questions for them, so I will be sending them a press
you and
inquiry.
me, we're following the template, but we're cutting it all from magazines. Or projects. Decoupage, Mod Podge, and a bunch of Vanity Fair. We are doing it.
Yeah. Don't forget some people in there too.
Yeah. Well, ladies, I appreciate you letting me come on today. We got to go pick up little man from preschool. So
give him a big squeeze from all of us.
I will. It's a blessing to be able to say that we get to go get him from school, because this time last year, we didn't know if we were going to be able to do that. So hopefully one day I can homeschool.
We've really enjoyed having you here. Thank you so much for being here. And obviously come back anytime that we are doing this. I'll send you guys links whenever we're going live. And the next stream is going to be on Monday. Time to be announced. So I will send you all links then, and you may join us if you are able. Thank you so much for being here, Carrie and Brady Timms. Take care.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for letting us.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye-bye, everybody. And we will see you again. We'll see everybody here on Monday. We'll be back. I'm not sure what time yet. I did figure out the locals thing. So guys, locals, meganfox.locals.com. Make sure that you get over there and get your free month. And your free month, you just need to use the link with the promo code that is thanks. That's what it is, to get your free month so that you can get into the live chat and share your memes, all your best memes. This trial is going to be great. And I appreciate all of you on the panel. Make sure you get over to House of Fluxx and subscribe. And also Mo in the Deep End. We need to definitely support Mo as well. And Rosalyn Duke. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And that's it for me today. Did you get your Chinese food? Did Mrs. Fluxx bring your Chinese?
I thought she was bringing it
ever.
for dinner. She brought it home for me for lunch.
Oh, I love that so much.
Ever. Oh
Best
my gosh, jealous.
Oh,
So now I
This
have
is
levity,
fantastic.
So I'm excited.
All right. Well, instead of our usual outro, I'm sending you all to do your squats. We've been sitting here a really long time.
Oh, rats.
So it's time to get up, get your lazy ass out of that chair where your ass is just spreading and getting bigger, and do your squats. Mo, I give you permission to do chair yoga.
That's what I'm going to work my middle finger muscles. So.
It's perfect. I love it. Bye, everybody.
You impose fatness on you. You did it by going, oh, I want the butter on the popcorn. Oh, I want the butter on the ice cream. Oh, I want the butter on the sandwich. Oh, I want the butter on the salad. Stop eating butter. Can you just stop drinking, start walking, start doing anything that you haven't been doing, you fat piece of shit?